Tuesday, April 14th. Guys, tomorrow's tax day. Welcome in. It's going to be a great one tonight. Jericho will be with us shortly, but we're back to movie reviews, guys. At least one. We're going to do Smokey and the Bandit. So I watched Smokey and the Bandit about a month ago, and I realized I'd never seen a Burt Reynolds movie. And Burt Reynolds, I was on my second or third Burt Reynolds movie in about 3 weeks. I watched Hopper. That I think is even better than Smoking the Bandit. I loved Hopper. I thought it was such a charming movie. He's an old stuntman, kind of at the end of his career. He's put up to do this deadly stunt, and there's a hot new stuntman that's going to replace him in Hollywood. It's a great movie. I thought it was better than Smoking the Bandit, actually. And then I watched, and then what did I watch? I watched The Longest Yard. I thought they were both excellent. I thought they were really fun movies. And I was telling my son, he walked through the living room while I was watching. I said, Burt Reynolds was Han Solo before he was Harrison Ford, before Harrison Ford was Harrison Ford. He was the cool, handsome, fun, like he's that guy you want to be around. Men want to be him, women want to be with him. He was that guy. So I'm about to check out more Burt Reynolds stuff. I've been on a red hot streak watching movies lately. I saw 3 amazing crime movies. Let's see. Let's check the chat right here. Rem Dog is in. Haven't caught a DI in a while, just in time for Hal Needham's magnum opus. And then DI being Double Impact, with Jericho Green and myself. And then another one said, did you watch Deliverance? No, I don't like it. I've never seen it, but I don't like the premise of it. It seems very grim. I know it's a great movie, so I'll check it out for sure. But I've been on a hot streak watching movies. I love crime. As you guys know, I'm writing a crime novel, and I'm writing a Punisher-style gritty crime graphic novel. That's my next book that I'm writing and drawing. I'm doing that one all by myself. But I love crime, and I watched the 1980 Michael Mann, his directorial debut in Hollywood as a movie director, Thief, starring James Caan. Amazing movie. And then I watched after that Straight Time, starring Dustin Hoffman. You have got to see this. It's an outstanding movie. Then I watched John Cassavetes, The Murder of a Chinese Bookie. Bang, another home run. So I am on a hot streak with crime movies. These were outstanding movies. And it's just a shame that Hollywood just doesn't make good movies anymore for the most part. It's insane to me that, we have more experience as a people, as a culture with writing, acting, special effects, everything we need to make the greatest movies of all time. And it's not even close. Now, I don't know. Is this a survivorship bias? Because you think, well, how many movies were made in the 70s and the 80s, the greatest decades of movies? How many movies were made that were terrible? You know what I mean? So that there is a lot of awful stuff that we don't. Oh, Jericho's here. I didn't even see him. That we don't know about. Welcome in the man, the myth, the legend himself, my good friend, the great Jericho Green. How you doing, brother?
Fine. My fucking computer wasn't letting me sign in, so I was pretty pissed off about that. But it's over now.
I got a fresh summer cut. What do you think? I cut my hair this afternoon. Shaved the head.
You cut your hair?
I've cut my hair since I was like a sophomore in high school.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't go to the barber. I don't do it. I know how to cut a fade. You see, there's more hair on the top and then it fades on the side. I actually know how to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, I take my son to the barber shop, but not me.
I liked the barber when I was a little kid. I liked to go there. It was Leo's Barber. And he was this old man. He was a World War II veteran. He would cut my hair and my brother's hair. But once I got to high school, I was always shaving my head for football, and I just got used to cutting my own hair. I don't know. Maybe I'll when I get millions of dollars, I'm going to go to like Tijuana and get the hair implants because I'm not bald, but I wish it was thicker, on top, luxurious, like our friend Dean.
Well, don't they go to Turkey?
Yeah,
but
you
go to Turkey for that.
You could go to Tijuana and do it, and it's 20 miles from my house. And Tijuana is like the #1 plastic surgery city, like in the world or something like that. There's like these huge medical centers there, and my son went to the dentist there like 3 weeks ago. You can go down there. Everything's cheaper because you just cross the border. So, but yeah, I want to get that Dean Cain hair. You know what I mean? That luxurious hair that I used to have.
So I think luscious mane.
They cut it off like the back and the side, and then they stick it on the top, right? That's what they do.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So
it's out of my tax bracket.
Yeah, let's see. Michael Mann's Manhunter, 1986, the original Hannibal Lecter movie. I saw that one. I was very tired when I put it on one night, and I fell asleep in the third act and then woke up at the very end. What I saw was good, though. So, yeah. My favorite man is Manhunter. Michael Spider-Man movie. First Hannibal Lecter movie, Brian Cox. Oh, these guys have the same comment almost. CCL D805. That sounds like a Star Wars character. CCL D805. See if you can fix the shields.
That's the old motto.
They're coming in fast.
You got to get the D8016.
Right. This is C3PO's less successful brother.
Yeah, this is like the T800. Not quite like the T1000, but serviceable. Yeah, get the job done.
Yes. So, but no, I was telling the audience, I think you may have heard some of it when you got in. I've been on a hot streak with movies, dude. I saw the 3 Burt Reynolds movies, like going back like 4 or 5 weeks ago. And then I've seen 3 crime movies in the last week, and they're all fucking not a grand slam home run. A walk-off grand slam home run that doesn't even land in the stands. It goes in the parking lot.
Goes in Covey Cove.
Yeah, right. The guys on the fucking canoes out there. It's like Barry Bonds in 2001 or whatever.
Yeah,
just roided it. And I am no Giants fan because I'm a Padre fan, but I hate how the media and the Hall of Fame and all those holier than thou treat Barry Bonds. Yeah. He was not on steroids any more than anyone else. So in my opinion, it's a level playing field. Everyone was on him, and then he was better. He wasn't a cheater. Everyone was doing it. It's not cheating then.
Or code or something. Everybody was doing something. And I think it's like T.O. He was just a dick. So their feelings are hurt. That's why they don't vote him in.
Yeah, he was a dick to the writers and the reporters. He didn't put up with their shit. And most sports reporters, they're dickheads anyway. They're leftists and they're just jock sniffers that are so jealous of the athletes. Yeah. And they love to persecute the athletes and air all their dirty laundry. And, he's cheating on his wife or whatever. All this, it's bad stuff, but it's none of our business. And I'm like, how is that the box score? Why is that in the sports news?
Yeah.
Tell me how many touchdowns this guy's having. If you're getting a divorce, that's none of my business, dude. I wouldn't want my personal life out there. Like, you could buy my comics and read my comics. You don't need to know if I'm arguing with my wife. It's nothing to do with my comic books.
I think it should be like, what is it, the Pro Bowl? Don't the players vote for that? It should be all former Hall of Fame players voting on who gets in the Hall of Fame. Why does a sports writer have a say-so in who gets in the fucking Hall of Fame?
Some fucking never was with an axe to grind. Didn't put Tom Brady as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
The fuck? Why? But why does a writer? Why does a writer have a say-so in who gets in the Hall of Fame for playing a game? The players should determine that. The guys who know what it's like to be on the field or on the court playing that game. Not a fucking pencil neck writer who's had more swirlies than fucking touchdowns in their life.
Right. CCL 0015, the Rebellion Astromech droid, wants to know, what is your favorite thing to do in life? My favorite thing to do in life is spend time with my wife, my kids, my family. We had a great day, just out of the blue. Sunday, we get out of church, and then my son's with my kids are adults. They're in their late 20s. And I have a granddaughter who's 3, and my wife's there. And I just turned to my son. He's with his girlfriend. They're usually going to take off. It's Southern California. The weather's beautiful. I said, let's go to lunch. And we went to Chopsticks, this family-owned Japanese restaurant, and it was delish. And it was just nice to break bread with your family. There's nothing more important than that. I've lived my dreams professionally as an artist. I make pretty good money. I live in a beautiful home near the beach, blah, blah, blah. All these achievements, not bragging, but I'm telling you, the thing that makes me happy is just spending time with people I love, people that love me, and friends, family, all that. That's I think that's the only thing that's rewarding is loving God and loving people. That's the only thing that really matters. You need money; it's a very useful tool, but I spend a lot of time trying to have money to make me happy and achieving all these things. And you're like, when I was at my height at DC Comics, that was like the most miserable time in my life. Not to get into too personal stuff, but the worst time of my life as an adult was basically like 2011 to 2016. And that was like the height of my productivity in comics at DC Comics and all that. It's never been better than now with Big Man Comics, my own company. But yeah, that was the most miserable I ever was and the most I ever did professionally in comics. So there you go.
Yeah, I would say my favorite thing in life is the same. I mean, and it's different. It depends on what stage your kids are in.
Yeah.
If they're little babies, it's not going to be so much spending time with them. It's more of taking care of them.
Yeah.
Pooping, they're crying. But once they get
pooping and crying same time.
Yeah, at the same time. Yeah, I've never done that since I was a baby. Maybe that's pretty sad. Now, if you're an adult, if you're shitting and crying, like that's bad.
Well, we've all gotten like ate some bad food and then you're shitting and throwing up at the same time.
Oh, and then you got to get in the bathtub. Just get in the bathtub and fucking let that shit ride. But never crying
let it go.
And shitting. Never crying and shitting. That's really sad.
Go ahead.
When they're little babies like that, the hangout's different. But once they become, a year, 2, 3, like they're a little person, like toddler, that's when the hangouts get a little bit different. There's more, they're talking and saying crazy shit, and you're playing, you're wrestling. So yeah, man, those moments are the best. Now my kids are 10 and 14, so it's a little more conversations are taking place. It's a little more what's going on in your day, what do you think of things. So the hangouts change, but they're still equally awesome. But as they get older, I wouldn't say it gets less fun. It's just a different fun.
Right.
Different kind of fun.
Yeah.
But hanging out with the family's the best.
To me, there's nothing better than little kids like that. My granddaughter's 3. She does live here with me. My daughter lives here. And it makes me want to have more kids. My wife and I are about to turn 50, and it's like, people have had kids at 50. My wife's Mexican. They're fertile women.
They love it.
They're fertile women,
You shake their hand too long. They're like,
I look at her wrong. She might end up embarazada, as they say.
She's like, I have to talk to you. Wait, what?
Yeah. So, I was folding your laundry, and then the next thing I know, I touched your boxer shorts, and it just happened.
And boom, now I'm puking in the morning. I don't know what happened. What the?
So, I'm all about making babies. The guy part, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're just chilling. You just run into the store now with
DoorDash. No, I'm saying actually making the baby.
Oh yeah, that's
what's that going to cost you? 7 to 10 minutes?
7, 8.
Yeah,
7.5, 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, and then you're like, I'm done. We got a kid.
And an awesome 8.5 minute, 7.5, 8.5 minutes. Right? I'm talking like the best part of a roller coaster times 10.
Yeah.
Like, you're having a great time.
It is crazy to me that there are 2 types of humans, men and women, and all of us are just completely normal with women having babies. A lot of things blow people's minds, like internet technology, a spaceship allegedly going to the moon last week. There's so much technological marvel and wonder in the universe. And we have half the human population can grow a person inside of them and then push it out. And we're all like, yeah, that's normal.
Cool.
If you really, really, really think about it, it's the most insane thing on earth that happens. It's the most natural thing, but it's completely insane that a person grows a person. It's like when you think about it, and I don't do drugs, but I know I sound like I'm on mushrooms right now, but dude, this just blows my mind. Like there's like a person and then like a little person,
dude.
And then like that little person will turn like into a big person. And then another little person will come out of them.
And on and on.
Right.
It's a trip.
Yeah, it's something.
But I will say, ladies, I don't care if I start some shit.
Start it.
Yes, childbirth is extremely painful. But you guys are built for it.
Right.
So, oh man, if you guys, you don't know. We're not built for it. We're not built to have babies. You're right. Built to hold them and grow them and all that. And then, but you wouldn't be built to take like a kick to the nuts either.
No.
Like that's a pain that you don't know nothing. Your period cramps. All right. Okay. I respect that. I don't know what that feels like, but getting kicked in your balls. Shit. That's our childbirth. I don't think you'd want that either.
That's our Vietnam, dude.
Yeah, man, that's our front lines. Fucking bullets flying.
You just hear that helicopter in the distance.
Fine, yes.
Come on,
dude. That is something else. But women are built for that. So
yeah. So I don't want to hear any more crying. You dizzy broads.
Dude, if we were built for it, and women say that too. well, if men had to have babies, there would be nobody on Earth. Yeah, there would, because we'd be built for it. We would do it. Men do shit all the time you don't want to fucking do. But yeah, we do it. No problem.
Weird thinking like that. It's like it all goes back to that. If my aunt had wheels, she'd be a bike. You know, it's like, if we were that, then we'd be this.
We handle it.
Yeah.
You see that guy? There's a guy on Instagram who's getting a lot of fame, going viral, as the kids say, where he's a stay-at-home dad, and like he'll cook stuff. He'll talk like, I'm a stay-at-home dad. He's like, yeah, he's like, my wife, she just left for home, or he's going celibate till he gets 50,000 followers. She's like, it's like day 32 of no nut, whatever. And
he's just like trembling.
If she comes in that front door one more time, if I hear that key in the front door one more time, I'm gonna fucking explode. But one of the videos he says, he's all, women complain that being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job in the world. He's like, no, it's not. He's like, most of the day your kids are at fucking school. I'm a stay-at-home dad of 5. And he said it's the easiest fucking shit in the world. He's like, just plan your time out, use your time wisely. You can do it. And he makes these meals, roasted chicken or fucking whatever, breakfast. And he's making all these things and giving you the recipes as he's explaining to you what he does with his day. But he's like, man, it's not the hardest job in the world. Not even close. And he's like comparing it to, coal mining or, real hard jobs. Try being one of those fishermen on the Bering Sea where the waves are, like skyscrapers, crashing over the side of the boat. You've seen those videos. It's like, and it's like some shit that gives you a weird feeling in the pit of your stomach to watch the videos of these guys out on the roughest seas possible. Right. That has to be more difficult than, all right, time to take a nap for 3 hours. It's tough. Yeah, kids, they're wild and shit like that, and they don't listen, and they make messes and all that kind of stuff. But
I think what happens is, and this is a sad thing, man, is they get to be toddlers and they need attention. If they don't have a sibling, they need attention all day. Like Big Baby lives with me, 3-year-old. We're her friends, right? Because there's no other kids here. So when we play in the yard, we play Legos, we play watercoloring, we play Play-Doh, we do this, we do that. And it's like she has to be played with all day because you don't want to. Thank goodness she's not an iPad kid. And I'm sorry, if that ruffles feathers, you're not supposed to be sticking the iPad in front of the kid. And the people doing it at Chili's, shame on you. Shame on you. Going out to eat and sticking the iPhone in front of the kid, shame. How dare you? That is so bad for the kids' brains, dude. Don't be doing that.
Don't they hand out crayons anymore?
Right.
Crayons in some bullshit scene based on the restaurant you're sitting in.
Right.
Remember you connect the dots, are all numbered, and you fucking trace, whatever the fuck it is.
It'll be like a picture of a giraffe, and he's really happy to be eating at Chili's for some reason.
Yeah, or a black bear if it's a black bear diner or some shit.
Have you been to the Black Bear Diner? I've been there once. It was pretty hearty.
Oh, Black Bear Diner. Yeah, they're all over the place up here. They're good. They have really good bread pudding if you're into that.
Yeah,
they have
bread pudding with a little pudding. It's cream and bread and sugar and cinnamon.
Yeah. And they have this praline sauce you pour over it. Delish.
I remember. Have you ever seen a praline? Like it's a disc of like kind of chalky, crunchy, not crunchy, chalky like sugar, and it's got like pecans in it. So it's a cookie, but it's not bread. It's made of pure sugar. That's what they call them at this candy place I went to in Estes Park, Colorado, which is like a touristy place in the mountains. And I wanted this pecan praline so badly, and it was in the case, and there were 2 left. I'm in line, and I'm looking at them, and this gargantuan woman is in front of me getting, a feed bag of all kinds of homemade candies and saltwater taffy and this and that. And I get up to the register, and I tell them I want the pralines. And that fat woman had bought the last 2.
Oh,
did you need both?
Fat bitch.
Couldn't you just have one? Haven't you had enough candy already?
Fucking walrus.
It was like 25 years ago, and I still remember how upset I was.
Hey, fuck you, lady. I know you're watching. Fucking bitch. Yeah, man. What can you do?
Yeah. Let's see. Think about what you think about. It says, have you ever had sugar cream pie? Now, that's a loaded question.
What the fuck is that?
But I had a neighbor
What?
A mother that I knew, she was a mom of one of the kids on my son's Little League baseball team. She was a Canadian, eh? And I guess sugar pie is Canadian dessert. Do you know what sugar pie is? And you put cream on it. You pour heavy cream on it. Do you know what sugar pie is, Jericho?
Vagina.
It's a pecan pie with no pecans. So you know that sugar that's in the
pecan
it's
just the gelatinous.
It's just the goo. It's
just
the sugar goo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then you take the heavy cream and you pour it on top and you eat it. It's a very lazy pie. It's like, I was making a pecan pie, but I want to sprinkle the pecans.
I didn't have any pecans.
I was going to have whipped cream, but I just poured cream on there. I didn't bother to whip it. This is a very lazy pie, Canadians.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it looks like pecan pie with no pecans in it. But there's variations. There's lighter custardy looking ones. Yeah. There's like pecan pie looking ones. I don't know. I feel like you need the pecans in there, right? Just like a mouthful of fucking sugar goo.
Yeah,
it's not bad. We've all put worse things in our mouth than sugar goo. But,
right. I saw Depression era recipes on YouTube. It just came across my feed. And there was water pie for dessert.
Damn.
And it basically was the thinnest possible Jell-O with a little bit of sugar in a pie shell. Dude.
Guys. Dude. Guess what we're having for dessert?
Water pie.
My favorite.
Sugar sandwich for dinner, dude. 2 pieces of bread with sugar sprinkled in the middle.
Wow.
My grandfather.
So basically a sugar pie is brown sugar, butter, eggs, and milk.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow.
Let's see.
Water pie.
Here we go. I'm team cream, like sugar cream. I like sugar cream pie. Well, if we're gonna vote on the sugar pie versus the pecan pie, sorry, pecan pie demolishes the sugar pie.
Yeah, for sure. But peanut butter sugar pie, mix some peanut butter in that bitch. Ooh, that sounds fucked up.
How did we get to the food section of the show right off the bat? We usually go like a half hour, and then
this show is a food section.
It is a food show.
How do we get to the movies in this food show?
Right. Yeah, we're trying to do a movie this week.
How the fuck did we get to this movie?
Yeah, I'm very proud of today's thumbnail. I have that picture of you that you sent me, and then I just took a picture of myself, and then I fed it to the AI, and I described what we were wearing. I found a picture of that Pontiac Firebird or Trans Am or whatever the fuck that is, and I told it to make this. So this is an AI generated image, but you ended up as the sheriff, and I ended up as Burt Reynolds.
I mean, we're enemies, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Because these guys were not buddies.
You're going to have to hunt me down. Now, what are you going to do when you run into that sheriff and you find out he's a black guy? What are you going to tell him? Because you're a fellow black guy.
Tell him you sounded taller on the radio. That's what I'm going to tell him. Fucker said, you sounded taller on the radio.
Is there a little pause? You sounded taller on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little bit of... and then after that, he turns to his son and goes, "This used to be a good country," or something like that. Dude. What a weird time to just, you're angry that someone's a sheriff because they're black. It's so weird.
Yeah. But you respect Sheriff Buford T. Justice's. You respect his racism, though. Yeah. Is it racism? Because he was still cool with the guy. Like, he was nice to him.
Weird thing. Yeah. It was like that honest racism where at least they're not overly sneaky about it. They tell
you know
people what they think. Yeah.
Like, he was still kind of respectful in a weird way.
Well, I gotta respect the badge, I guess they'll let anyone be a sheriff nowadays, Next thing you know, a woman will be a police officer.
But I don't know. He was definitely the star of the show.
Yeah, he was great. Heather wants to know how you feel. I think she's asking me. She was out for 10 days with COVID for the 10th time. That is awful. Glad to hear you're better. I'm fine. I was stomach virus for about 24 hours. And it happened like 5 minutes before we went on the air last week. I was fine. All of a sudden, I got a headache and started throwing up, and I had to use the bathroom, and I threw up. I didn't have diarrhea, thankfully, but I threw up probably about 7 times that night. It was not great. Don't know. Must have eaten something weird, something. My wife threw up too, and she was longer than me. She was like 36 hours. She was miserable. Had a headache and everything.
Where'd you guys go? Did you guys go out to eat that day?
I mean, I did find some food on the sidewalk in front of the house. It was good, but you know,
maybe. I mean, I'm no doctor. I don't know if you can see if your cameras work. My code is not white.
no,
But I would probably say you can trace it back to the sidewalk food.
no,
Don't
no.
do, don't do that again, by the way.
No idea exactly what happened. It was unpleasant, and then my daughter, I think she threw up or had diarrhea like the next day, but my son and big baby avoided it all. But for me, it was like got sick right when it was showtime, throwing up, and then woke up the next day, felt mostly fine, and then I was fine by like the middle of the day on Wednesday. I was fine. So who knows? Who knows?
Fuck
you
it.
know.
Hey, but Heather, if you want to not get COVID, just get the vaccine. That's all you got to do. Because if you get it, you won't get COVID anymore.
Right.
That's what they said.
Right. That's what they said. That was the advice from good old Joey Biden.
you do. Hey, you listen to him, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Let him be your North Star. You know.
Yeah.
What would you not trust Joe Biden to tell you? He's such a, he's a beacon of integrity.
I wouldn't trust him if I were if we were both looking at a teleprompter and I'm reading the words that he's saying. I still wouldn't trust him.
Really? Okay.
Mm-mm. Like with Chris Rock, those allegations with Michael Jackson back in the day. He's all, somebody asked me if I would let Michael Jackson watch my kids. He's all, I wouldn't let Michael Jackson watch my kids on TV. So,
now, while that is a fantastic joke, I don't want to get into it. I think the little I know. I think all that Michael Jackson stuff's a setup. I think Michael Jackson was a weirdo, but I think he was a harmless weirdo. And I think I'm making all this up. I don't know a lot. I don't know anyone involved. I think he was abused a lot as a child in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And then he like retreated to like Peter Pan and this and that. But like his closest friends that were kids, like Macaulay Culkin and that one of the Coreys, they say he was innocent, man. And that's a setup for money and all this stuff. So I'm going to go with the people that were his friends like that, not the money grubbers. That's what I've always thought of it. I've always thought it was a money grab. So.
Yeah, I think Michael Jackson was definitely suffering from some arrested development. You know, it being that all that shit he went through as a kid, not only the trauma of his father, Joe Jackson, who's a piece of shit, and his mother who sat by and let it happen, but also the level of fame that he dealt with. Michael Jackson, since he was 10, was when he was with the Jackson 5, one of the most famous people on planet Earth. To the 80s when he dropped, or I'd say 78 when he dropped Off the Wall. And then you go to Thriller and like what, 1982, 3, something like that?
It was 83, I think. It was the fall of 83.
He was the biggest fucking thing. Not only musician, he was the biggest person on Earth. The biggest person on the planet. The Pope, the president, I don't give a shit who it was. At one point, the three most famous people, the three most recognizable symbols in the world, Michael Jackson was one of them. It was Mickey Mouse, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. Like, it was unreal. You had to be there to understand the level of fame that this man endured for decades. So, yeah, I think he hit a pause on his childhood. And then once he had the means to fulfill that or relive that or pick up where he left off, it might have manifested itself in some unusual ways, but to call the man a pervert, no, I don't think that he was. And shame on Oprah for saying that he was. She didn't say that when she was sitting down interviewing him over those years. She wasn't saying it then. But yeah, man, it's really fucked up. Poor Michael Jackson, but man, the greatest entertainer we've ever seen. And people to this day, he's been dead since what, 2009? Yeah. To this day, there are new artists coming out dancing, using his moves. Yeah. It's insane. I don't think there's a more famous person on earth since, and I mean, you got to get into, not to be blasphemous at all, but like you're talking, he transcends entertainers. He's not just the most famous entertainer. Right. He's one of the most famous people to ever fucking walk.
Yeah, one of the most famous human beings of all time. Absolutely. Yeah.
Insane. Yeah. And what he had to go through. Like, would you as a parent?
No. I wouldn't want that for my kids. No.
No. Well, let me finish it. You can't just say, would you want your kid to be abused? No. But if they would come out the other side as the greatest insert whatever here, the greatest ever,
No,
doctor,
just it's a
mechanic,
kid.
whatever
Just
it is.
think of your kid helpless and crying and brokenhearted. Nothing's worth that, dude. It's like money's money. We can make more money. Fuck it, dude. You know, like it's, at my age, I'm not that old, but I'm 47. And when I got married, I made $8 an hour. I worked at Toys R Us stocking shelves. My wife was a waitress making $2.17 an hour plus tips. Now I own a beautiful home near the ocean and I have what I want and I run a business. And the money's just, it's the money, dude. It's like, it's a tool. It's a very useful tool. It doesn't fulfill you. It never can. It never will. It can't. I tried, and it just doesn't. All those achievements, all those accolades. I was nominated for a GLAAD award. I'm not even kidding. Like the work I did in Hollywood, the gay and lesbian, whatever. That's a GLAAD award. Yeah. The work I did on the Lois Lane comic book, because there were like lesbian characters prominent, it was GLAAD nominated. I've had other books I work on win the Oscar award for comics, which is called the Eisner. 2017, I worked on the book that won it. It was the Batman annual for the 2017. Let's see, La Burkina. It was a fundraising comic book for a Puerto Rican hurricane. That won the Eisner. I worked on that. And another Batman book I worked on was nominated. So it's like I've done everything. And the thing, it doesn't matter. Like you just want to love your family and hug them. And like one of the sweetest things that goes on right now is Big Baby. She's she's 3, crazy imagination, asking all kinds of questions. And her mother, my daughter, is a stand-up comic. So my daughter goes to the comedy clubs at night, at a lot of nights during the week. So I put her to bed with my wife. We go lay in there and she's into stories now. So I make up stories every night. And she saw the Mario Brother movie. So every night it's like Princess Peach, Princess, Princess, my granddaughter's name, and Princess Rosalina are doing this, and it's King Koopa and Bowser. And I just have her laughing. And I'm like, I was telling my wife in the car the other day, it's like, these days are going to be gone. It's here now. And it's going to be like that. You know what I mean? And it's like some of the most happy times I have in my life is just playing with her and telling her a story and watching her fall asleep and stuff like that. So when you say like, oh, would you want that for your kid? No, I wouldn't want my kid all crazy and deranged and all tabloids talking about them. And so fucking what if they make $100 million? If their life is miserable and they end up crazy and on drugs, no amount of money's worth that, dude. Because I talked to my friend Bill Frake, the Disney animator. Watch that show, guys. It's on this channel. It releases every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. on Pacific. And he tells me so much about Hollywood and working for Disney and Warner Bros., all the companies. He worked for the same companies I work for. He worked there way longer than me, though. And he tells me he knows so many movie stars because he worked in movies. And they're just the most messed up, miserable people, messed up families, and all the stereotype. Like so many of them are that way because the wealth and the fame. It's like it's a devil's bargain, dude. Have you ever the thing about the monkey's paw, where it's got that monkey paw and you got 3 wishes, and then they always wish for something, and then the wish like turns around and bites them in the ass. So I don't know.
Yeah, that must be what a mind fuck that is, to have all the fortune and fame and be trapped,
Right.
To be one of the people that are so famous that you can't go anywhere. So you have this opulent mansion that echoes when you fucking yell in it, and the pool and the cars and all that stuff, but you're trapped. You can't go. You don't want to go because you don't want to deal with hey, snap, click,
Right.
click. Dude, some of these guys would get in car accidents from the fucking paparazzi driving next to Princess Diana fucking died.
Right.
The paparazzi flashing bulbs and shit and speeding after him. Man, to be fearful of that and just be trapped in your fucking mansion. That must suck, man. That must suck. And there's a piece of shit, Joe Jackson.
There's Joe. I mean, it's a little bit of 2020 hindsight, but knowing what we know about him and then looking at him here, it's like, yeah, he looks like a bad guy.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
But that's probably just my own bias from what I know about the guy. Let me see. Sorry, I had to burp really hard. Brian Knapp, 6215. Okay, guys. Unsolicited advice is coming in from me. Sorry, so don't get offended. He says he got fired last week. Then his wife had to go to the hospital again, but he's hanging in there. The job was going nowhere, so he won't miss it. Brian, we all eat shit once in a while. We all have a really hard time, And attitude is everything. I don't know if I'm older than you or younger than you. I don't mean to lecture you or whatever, but I'm just trying to help you because I know that sucks to get shit canned like you did or whatever happened. Attitude is everything. And I'll tell you this. I know this for a fact, and I saw some scientific research about it, but I've known it my whole life. The outcome of your life, your success, your failure, it depends on one thing almost: what you think of yourself. If you think you're a loser, you think you're subservient, you think you're second best, you will be. But if you believe you're great, you believe you're going to achieve, and you believe it all, it's going to happen. But it's not like hot air and talking. Belief means to act. There's a verse in the Bible that says faith without works is dead. That means if I want to exercise and get in shape and I buy all these barbells and all these exercise books and diet books and I just read them, but I don't do it, I just read it, then I don't believe it. So if you believe you're great, you believe you're going to achieve, you believe you're going to get to the top, act like it. Just start acting like it. And you won't believe it at first. But the longer you act like it, then you will believe it. And then it just starts to come true. I kid you not. That's how it works. So hang in there. I'm sorry about the job. Sorry about your wife, brother.
I will be right back.
He has to go settle Joe Jackson's hash.
Yeah, it got me all emotional.
But yeah, I've been doing a lot of work. I know my audience is primarily men, and I'm very much into men's mental health. My own. You know, I've joined.
Right
oh, Jericho, we can hear. I'll mute Jericho. I don't know if he knows that. Okay, I muted him. I didn't want him to say something on the air, and he doesn't know he's on the air. That's not right. But I'll unmute him when he comes back. But I'm into mental health big time. I joined an online men community, and we have meetings. You can go to meetings at this community every day. But I go a couple times a week, and you talk about your problems, you talk about what you're doing about it, you encourage each other, you correct each other. I joined the men's group at church too, and I think because we live in this society that hates men and hates everything about men, anything that comes natural to men has been vilified by our culture, and we all bought into it. You may not think you did. You may think you're anti-woke and you're conservative or whatever, you're traditional. No, you're not. We were all raised in the feminist, anti-masculine soup. We were. We weren't aware of it. It's not your fault. It's like when Neo can see the Matrix, in the 1999, the first Matrix, when you can suddenly see what the universe is made of. When you start seeing the absolute hatred and attack on masculinity at every vector of society, everything good about men, everything natural about men is constantly attacked and deconstructed. Once you see that, you can't unsee it. And you have to say F it to the people that are telling you you're wrong for being a man and you're wrong for how you are naturally as a man. Take your personal power back. That's the journey I've been on since like 2013. I got really into this stuff because I always felt like something was wrong. I didn't quite understand what I thought about the world and what I did, but it didn't make sense to me. And why were people like this and blah, blah, blah. And I started doing some research. And it was like the Matrix again. It was like that red pill. That's why they call it the red pill. You've always felt something was wrong, but you couldn't name it. You couldn't put your finger on it. And that's what it is. It's a leftist attack on traditional masculinity. That's what it is. And it's not a lie. It's not a delusion. And you got to work on it, So Brian Knapp says, I'm older than you, 52, but I appreciate the advice. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, what you believe about yourself will come true. It will. And you're like, if you think you're a loser, who cares? Act like a winner. Say, if you want to change your behavior, Brian, you do this. Say, what would someone who thought they were a winner do? How would they think and react? I'll just do that. No matter how I feel, I'll just do that. And I'll keep doing it. And every fork in the road, every decision I make, I'm going to act like the person I want to be. Always. If I want to be thin, I'll act like a person who loves eating right, even if you hate eating right. If I want to, get my cardio and all that up, I'm going to act like someone who loves exercise, even if you hate it. You just keep acting like it. Aristotle and Plato, I don't know who really said it. If you look online, they're both credited with it, but they both are credited with character is built through habit, meaning the way you think and the way and all that, it comes from the way you act. And as human beings, we're wired backwards. We want to think it and then we'll do it. It's like, well, I want to like exercise and then I'll exercise. Doesn't exist. You have to face that and embrace that doesn't exist. It's like, oh, I want to be a money saver person. I want to feel like a person that's thrifty and makes good deals and doesn't blow money. You might not. You might be a spender, man, but you just don't act like a waster, So I'm telling you, stick to it and your mind will start to change. Let's see. Think about what you think about. It says, I need a good men's group. I love my wife and kids, but I need some man time. 100%. You know what I started doing a year ago? Think about what you think about my best buddy, Filipino guy. We met when we were 9 years old. He needed someone to show him where the bus was. And we lived 5 doors down from each other. So I showed him where the bus was. And I didn't go home. I just walked into his house. I kept talking and talking and talking like I always do here. I've always been a big talker. And we've been best friends ever since. And we're still best friends. He lives 20 minutes from me. And a year later, another kid moved in next door to him. And we were great friends too since then, and we still are. We went to the movies on Monday. We saw Chow Yun Fat and John Woo's movie, the movie I was telling Jericho to see, The Killer, and I felt like I was 12 years old again. We were laughing. We were like, oh, yeah, and all the great kills and the gunshots and the action. And it was like a Friday night renting a VHS. It was such a great night. But for the last year, I've been telling my best friend, let's go to dinner once every other week, at least once a month, if not twice a month. I do it every week, if the schedule permits. And you go with men only, no women, no kids, no nothing. Because you know that when we're around women and we're around kids, we don't act or think or behave the same. When we're around men, we're just men. And we're allowed to just be men and say whatever. And the great thing is men tell each other the truth. And if I am just with Jericho and I say something stupid, he'll tell me it's fucking dumb. So, well, here's why you're being a wimp and you shouldn't do that, Gabe, because blah, 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 blah. He'll call me on it because he's my friend and he cares. So we do that for each other. It's iron sharpens iron, right? So is one man unto another. Another Bible verse, right? So I think the man time is super important. And when we live in this society that attacks every last molecule of masculinity, you have to force and make time with your bros. And don't be around shitty dudes. Find good men that want to be better. You got friends that are slugs, pothead, Xbox, well, I guess I should say PlayStation. Either they're video game pothead, Mountain Dew, just losers going nowhere. Sorry, you got to cut them out. If they're no good, you got to cut them out. You love them, but you can't be hanging around bad influences. So we talked about a little bit last week, Joe, about man time. Are you trying to make a point to do that?
I used to meet up with my buddies. These 2 guys I used to work at the radio station with. Like once a month we get together and have dinner. That was pretty cool. Up here where we moved, not so much. Because I don't really have like a lot of good friends up here. Like I have my best friend, we grew up together. He lives here. But that's about it as far as, I don't know, maybe a couple other cats.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you can get with your best buddy and you don't have to waste money. Just go to Chili's. They'll give you the fucking 3 for me for $10.99. By the way, how is a McDonald's combo $15 and Chili's is giving me a waiter, chips and salsa, soup, a burger, French fries, and refills for $10.99? McDonald's $15 for a combo. What's happening?
They're fucking up.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, just go with your buddy. Dudes only, no wives, no kids. And it's just so enriching for your lives. And it's been destroyed on purpose. Look what they did to the Boy Scouts. Look what they do to everything. Anywhere where men are off on their own being men, the woke lefty dudes and the women, they come in, they're like, hey, what are you guys doing in here? Ooh, that looks rough. That looks mean. That looks naughty. That looks dirty. And they're just like, who let you in here? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And the Boy Scouts, they had a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Right. And that was intentional to destroy it.
Yeah. Well, and you had a lot of kids coming from broken homes, single parent homes, and they use the Boy Scouts as a way to, I don't know, maybe fill that void or as a babysitter. And of course, predators, they're going to go where the prey is. And if you have a bunch of prey that isn't watched over very well, and we're going to go, I can't remember which comic said it, but he's like, don't worry about the guy. The guy you want to send on the camping trip with the Boy Scouts is the guy who doesn't volunteer.
That was Adam Carolla. He said, if you're at the Boy Scouts, it would say, oh, we need someone to take the 9-year-olds up to Los Pinos this weekend. The guy that goes like this, no, you're not allowed.
Yeah.
The guy that has to take the kids camping in the mountains is the guy making 800 excuses of why he can't.
He's like, fuck. That's the guy you want. The guy who already has his car packed with camping gear. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, it was a perfect storm, and now the Boy Scouts take girls too.
There you go.
The Girl Scouts don't even do Girl Scout shit anymore. They fucking, the Girl Scouts make $1 billion or close to $1 billion a year just off of cookie sales.
Those disgusting cookies.
Dude,
Ugh.
that's an empire. That's a fucking empire.
Why don't the Boy Scouts sell cookies? I saw the Boy Scouts selling popcorn. The Girl Scouts don't own the concept of cookies. Just sell cookies.
No.
Everyone likes cookies. You know, think about what you think. Who should I hang out with if I don't have a lot of friends? Didn't have a lot of friends in high school. I didn't have a lot of friends in high school. I had my one friend, the one I still hang out with. That's basically was my friend in high school. I wasn't a big socializer. It's funny. I was like a varsity football player and all this stuff. I would just go home. I would lift weights, draw comic books, and play football. That's like what I did in high school. And I wrestled one year. So I was good at wrestling too. I never lost. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was very hard. It was very hard. Much harder than football. Yeah. So it was, I was super good at wrestling. I never lost, but there was no fun in it. It was all just shoveling rocks is what it was like. Just unpleasant. The whole thing was unpleasant. So Michael says they're not doing the woke crap anymore in the Boy Scouts. It's not what I heard, but maybe he's right. Maybe
says in 2025, Girl Scout cookies generally cost $6 per box, with local troops earning approximately $1 per box, depending on their council-specific rules. The program serves as a major fundraiser with roughly 200 million boxes sold annually, bringing in about $800 million.
Dang. The only Girl Scout cookie that I like, the only one I like is the Thin Mint. I don't like any of the others. They're so artificial. All the butter is just like waxy soybean oil. Like there's no cream, there's no butter. The Thin Mint is good. The rest, no, grody.
Damn,
those peanut butter ones,
million.
Yuck. The lemon one, stupid little sandwich one. I don't like the Samoas. A lot of people like the Samoa with the coconut and the chocolate, and no thanks.
No, you keep your coconut bullshit.
Yeah, that's one coconut thing I'll agree with you on. I'm not crazy about the Samoas. I do love coconut.
No, take your communist coconut and stick it up your ass. No way. Coconut's gross. That's for people with fucking poor mouths. And I don't mean monetarily. I mean the quality of your mouth.
Not true, but we'll move.
You have a very unsatisfactory mouth. Your mouth is subpar. That's fine. You put in it what you want. It's your mouth.
Well, now if your son wanted to eat a bunch of stuffing at Thanksgiving, and then he wanted to have a bunch of coconut, and then he also wanted to have chunky peanut butter, would you say that you were going to go home and punch his mama in the mouth?
I would declare him homosexual. Obviously, that's what's taking place. Right. Dude, he said, when we get home, the first thing I'm going to do is punch your mama in the mouth. There's no way that you came from my loins. Dude, that's so fucked up. To your son, to your only child.
Yeah, not a great thing to say. Not
son, a great thing to say. You can't. There's no way you came from me.
Right.
There's no way. And
now
I'm gonna physically assault your mother for it.
I want you to tell me about Smokey and the Bandit, because I didn't know this is one of your favorite movies. So we're doing a movie again. You guys wanted me to do a movie. We're doing a movie.
What?
Yeah, let's see. We'll add it to the screen. Here we go. Eastbound and down. Something trucking.
Load it up and truck it.
Yeah, we're gonna go all something through the night or something. It's a catchy.
We're gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Michael Coulter, I am not a coconut hater. I'm a coconut lover. I love coconut. I don't like Samoas, and it's not the coconut I don't like. I don't like Girl Scout cookies because they are so disgusting. The artificial ingredients. I don't like candy. Like all that Snickers, Reese's, peanut butter cup, all of that stuff at 7-Eleven does not taste like when we were kids 30 years ago. I don't know what it tastes like, but it's gross. When it was Halloween 20-something years ago, I'd eat a whole bag of those damn Reese's cups.
Whole fucking bag, man.
Whole fucking bag, like a damn horse with the feed bag. And no, you give me one or two of those, I'm like, what is it? Yuck. So let's see. That is a nice Pontiac. Is that a Firebird? This is an AI-generated image. In case you didn't know, me and Jericho were never actually a bootlegger and a sheriff.
No, not that I'm aware of.
So, Heather says she just watched this movie with her husband. She had never seen it. Heather, I'll tell you, I'd never seen any Burt Reynolds movies till about a month ago. I didn't even know I hadn't seen his movies because he's such a big part of culture and society. It just felt like I had seen his movies, and I watched Smokey the Bandit and realized I've never seen one of his movies. So I watched this, and then I watched Hooper. I don't remember. But he's the old Hollywood stuntman, a young hotshot stuntman comes in. There's an evil movie director that wants him to do this like stunt that's probably going to get him killed. It's better than Smokey and the Bandit. I loved that movie. And Smokey and the Bandit to me was an A. But Hooper or Hopper, sorry, I only saw it once. I think it's Hopper. It was an A+. I freaking loved that movie. And it had Sally Field in it. And it had that same feeling of kind of rednecky and all that, and a lot of cars, just like Smokey and the Bandit. I thought it was fantastic. Is it fucking Hooper or Hopper? I have to look this up. Sorry. I think it's Hopper.
This movie. This car, look at that car, man.
Yeah.
That Firebird on the hood. It was, I guess, a phoenix. It looks like a phoenix, but I guess it's a Firebird. Which is a phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Man, that car is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Hooper. Jericho, you haven't seen it. If you love Smokey and the Bandit, you will love Hooper. It's the same kind of movie. It feels the same sort of it feels the same. There's a lot of action with cars. Burt Reynolds is fucking just so charming. Sally Field is in it. It's a really, really great movie. And I love the theme.
So it came out after Smokey and the Bandit?
Yeah, like it's a couple years old. I think this is like 1978, Hooper. And I think Smokey and the Bandit was what, like 76 or something like that?
77.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's like a year or two later, Hooper, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, what a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
I've never seen Hooper.
The theme song is written and performed by Jerry Reed, Cletus, Eastbound and Down, Loaded Up and Trucking.
We're gonna do what they say can't be done, brother.
Did you watch Evening Shade on CBS? No, but I know that was a sitcom.
Oh, hell yeah.
No.
Evening Shade. Hell yeah. That's one of those.
What was that about?
You know what? I can't even remember the plot. I remember it wasn't a comedy, was it?
It must have been, right? I don't think it would be a serious movie.
Hold on.
The forgotten 1990s Burt Reynolds sitcom.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, dude. Oh, I remember it's all a bunch of old motherfuckers, except for his girl. Yeah, and what's a guy named Ozzie Davis, the black dude? He has a very distinct voice. Yeah, man. Evening Shade, 1990. Yeah, that's when Burt Reynolds, he's probably what, late 50s or something? Like he's still young. He says some youth. But yeah, that mustache was crazy.
The series stars Burt Reynolds as Woodrow Wood Newton, an ex-professional football player for the Pittsburgh Steelers who returns to rural Evening Shade, Arkansas to coach a high school football team with a long losing streak. Reynolds personally requested to use the Steelers as his character's former team because he was a fan. Did you know Burt Reynolds was a football star in high school? He got a scholarship to be a Florida Gator, and he was doing really good at halfback. I think he was a running back. And then between his freshman and sophomore year, something like that, got into a horrible car accident and almost died. And then that was pretty much the end of his football career. And then I think he got into some theater class or some drama class like that. And he pivoted from being a star athlete most of his life to all of a sudden being this guy that was going to start doing commercials and television acting and all that. So, wow, he could have been a football star. You know, he was a really good football player. And then you see The Longest Yard. You see Evening Shade. He's the football player. You see these references. There's a movie called Gator, where he's doing something down in the Florida Everglades or something. It's like, oh, Gator, like the Florida Gators.
Yeah, you can tell he really loved football, and is fucking probably kind of hurt that it was taken from him like that.
Right. And it says Hooper is an homage to Hal Needham, who directed this, Smokey the Bandit. Yeah, Hal Needham was a stuntman who wrote this script, and he was friends with Burt Reynolds. I read all about it after I watched the movie. And he wrote this script, and nobody would make it. And I guess Burt Reynolds, pulled some strings to help get this some attention. This movie, I always thought, oh, wow, it's like Dukes of Hazzard. Hal Needham was one of the guys behind Dukes of Hazzard. So there's a direct correlation with this and of course the Dukes of Hazzard, and that's why they're so similar. Right? So at least that's what I read online. I mean, you read a lot of shit online, and then it's like it's not true. So, but yeah, let's see. But yeah, Hal Needham had something to do, I think with Dukes of Hazzard. I think I read that. It could have been another person involved in this movie.
Oh, Burt Reynolds, man. That's fucking awesome. And even though he made that movie, In the Name of the King with Jason Statham, I forgive him.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's right.
Atrocious. But man, Burt Reynolds, fucking awesome. One of those. And he obviously had stuff like you mentioned, The Long and Short. Obviously, Smoking the Bandit was before the '80s, but the '80s and '90s kind of he had a revival of his career. I'd say like in the '90s and shit.
Yeah.
You know, Evening Shade and stuff like that. Like Burt Reynolds, man, that motherfucker was around.
He had that Cannonball Run. It's supposed to be crazy. I've never seen it.
Yep.
He had that Deliverance was the big breakout for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Well,
have you guys seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I have seen it. I don't like Quentin Tarantino. I think he's trashy for the sake of being trashy. That said, the friendship between Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of the most endearing platonic relationships between two dudes. Like that is a true friendship between men. That's really well done. But I think Tarantino overall is just disgusting. His movies are just gross.
I never wanted to see that.
For the sake of being gross, you know.
I never wanted to see it because they shit on Bruce Lee in that movie. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm not watching it.
It's a 2-minute scene where they shit on him. I mean, whatever, dude.
Fuck it. I've seen one Quentin Tarantino movie. You've seen them all. Cool.
Yeah. When I was young, I liked Pulp Fiction, but in my defense, I was 15 or 16. I didn't know any better. So, you know. But no, it's as I've gotten older, it's like, nah, this is just filth. It's just filth for the sake of being filthy. And that's not intelligent, and that's not creative, and that's not artistic. Anyone can show you their ass. That's not some talent, okay? Jeez.
Anyone can show you their butthole.
Right.
That should have been my senior year quote in the yearbook. Anyone can show you their butthole.
That's unfortunately true.
It's words to live by, man.
All right, Jericho. It's your show now. You're Mr. Smokey and the Bandit.
I am.
Yeah, because I saw this once, so my memory of it is I saw it once.
Well,
you know,
I've seen it 100 times. So
okay. Oh, let's get into that real quick before we get into the story. So you saw this 100 times. Who loved this? Was it your dad that loved it, or who showed you this movie that you saw it so many times?
Oh man, I can't remember the first time I saw it. I mean, ever since I was a kid, but we all liked it as a family. Yeah, my dad loved this movie. It's one of those movies. Whenever it was on, you watch Smokey and the Bandit, and dude, the sound of that engine,
right?
How frustrated Sheriff Buford T. Justice got, the things that he would say, the colloquialisms, man. Yeah. What do you call him? A tit turd or some shit like that. Like, man, he was just going nuts. And I think he's the best part of this movie. The car, great. The relationship he had. I don't know, the name escapes me, but his friend driving the 18-wheeler, driving all the beer. Their relationship.
Snowman or Snowball?
The Snowman. Yeah. And his relationship obviously with Sally Fields.
Right.
A lot of great shit going on in this movie. His relationship with all the people along the way that he must have endeared himself to them somehow. He helped. He was like a folk hero. Yeah, because everybody's like, go on through, Bandit. I got these county mounties and all this shit, dude. He was.
I couldn't help but think of O.J. Simpson blazing the 405 freeway and people holding up signs that said, "I'll never forget." A sign that said, "The juice is loose."
Yeah,
people cheering for O.J. as he's driving around town
before they knew all the details.
Right. And for those of you that weren't there and don't remember, that really did happen. That people were cheering OJ, holding up signs, standing on the overpasses that are on the bridges that went over the freeway. Holy shit. Yeah. Look at this t-shirt I just found.
Hell yeah. And if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I like a lot of people, younger people, and it's not your fault. You can't help when you were born. Mm-hmm. But if you were old enough to be around when that happened, like now, you only know it from the end. OJ, he did that shit, blah, blah, blah. But being those people in the beginning who didn't know, you're going to cheer for OJ.
Right.
Go, man, go. Fuck that. Cops, leave OJ alone. Find out, he did what? Damn, all right. Maybe I shouldn't have been up there, but,
let's tie this together. We'll start the movie in just a second here because it's already 7 o'clock. I said Michael Jackson. I never believed the allegations. I think it was a money grab. Macaulay Culkin and that Corey Feldman, they said he was innocent and he was a loving, sweet, weird guy, but he was innocent. So I believe his friends, the kids that hung out with him, I believe them. I, for the longest time, thought O.J. Simpson was innocent. For the longest time. And I don't know what I think now. But when I was younger, it's like I remember watching the trial because it was on TV 24/7. And there were parts in the evidence that said some of the blood they found had preservatives from the police laboratory in it. So you found blood at the scene and OJ had been drinking preservatives from the lab?
Chugging it.
That sounds like you sprinkled blood at the scene of the crime is what that sounds like to me. So what I've settled on as I've gotten older is OJ probably did it and the cops tried to frame him like because he was so rich and famous, they thought he'd get away. So like he did do it and then they framed up the murder scene even more.
But then they fucked it up.
Yeah.
The cops fucked it up too with Mark Furman and all that shit. They fucked it up.
Yeah. So
could you imagine now with social media, all the old posts they would have found by Mark Furman?
Right.
All the old fucked up shit
right.
he said.
Oh, it'd just be like the
post.
You'd be like retweeting like the knee on George Floyd's neck and shit.
Yeah,
and
dude,
all this racist shit. He'd have tweets that would just say apropos to nothing. He's like, it's not that I hate him. I just don't want to live around him. You know?
Yeah.
That's all the tweet would say.
Bold letters, all caps. Dude, you're done. But for them to find that out without social media and all that kind of bullshit, man, it must have been egregious. But yeah, man, what a time to be alive. I remember watching TV and all of a sudden it cuts. I was like, fuck, why are those cops behind that dude? Who's that? Mom. Somebody named O.J. Simpson. The cops are behind him. What?
That was May or June of 1994.
June 1994. I was at home during home on summer break, and it was like cut from what you're watching to O.J. Simpson. Like in the middle, I was watching a show called South Central, and it just cut away to breaking news. I'm like, what the fuck is it? I was like 13 going on 14. What the fuck is this?
His friend AC Cowlings was driving the white car. It's like, wait a minute. Do you go by your first two initials because he goes by his two first initials?
He wanted to be like him.
Like he's OJ, so now you're AC. Like, is that what's going on here?
OJ, he probably manipulated and used Al Cowlings. Like that was his little lackey. Fucking did whatever he said. You know, probably would have helped him hide the body if he wanted him to, just to be just like he was like the guy on Happy Gilmore who kept saying jackass, and the way he was with Shooter McGavin. Hey, Shooter, want to go to Sizzler? My treat? Nah, I'm busy. The guy just kept, hey man, you want to hang out and all this kind of shit. Just his little puppy dog. Right. You know, I think Al Cowlings was probably something like
Remember
that.
Kato Kalin, Judge Lance Ito?
Kato Kalin was their house guest. He's like, look, man, I'm just on the couch. I didn't know what the fuck
guys,
was going
you
on.
don't know what it was like when there was no internet. And even though there was like 80 channels on cable, there were 3 TV channels, 3 or 4. ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. There were 4 channels.
And Fox was late to the party.
Yeah, Fox was like kind of trashy. They had like Married with Children, The Simpsons.
Cops.
They were very subversive, Fox, So, but you don't know what it was like because we had a monoculture. Everyone was into the same thing. Like you could find a YouTube channel now with 3 million subscribers talking about some Japanese comic book, and you've never heard of this comic, yet they have 3 million subs like talking about it. So there's all this specialized interest in our culture now. And back then, everyone knew the same things, the same jokes, the same catchphrases.
That's all we had.
Yeah, I can still name them all. It's the prosecution was Christopher Darden, Marsha Clark. They were the main.
Weren't they fucking?
Yeah, they was fucking those.
And that helped the defense too.
Yeah,
the prosecution were fucking each other.
And then the defense was the great orator of our time, the great Johnny Cochran, Alan Dershowitz, and the Kardashians' father, Robert Kardashian. Right. Yeah, Judge Lance Ito. You had his roommate friend Kato Kalin.
Wait. Where'd Robert Shapiro? Was he defense or
he was defense? He was defense.
Okay. Shapiro was on it. Okay.
Right. Yeah, it was, and they called his lawyers the Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Because it was 2 years after the Michael Jordan Dream Team in Barcelona, Spain. So, guys, the 90s, you had to be there. You had to be there.
We were all eating from the same pop culture trough.
Right.
There weren't all these fucking different. We all just had that one long, like going to an old football stadium. We all had that one long trough pisser. There weren't urinals that were all blocked off. We all ate from the same trough. And yeah, we all did. And I guess maybe that answers our question. How do we all know the same jokes? Because we all had, that's all we had were those jokes.
Right.
Because, man, I think I've said this before. When the verdict was read, we had one of the only TVs. 2 other classrooms came into our class in high school to watch the verdict. Like, it was everything.
My English literature teacher brought the TV in when they were going to read the verdict.
Yeah.
And she was a white lady, and you guys that weren't there, they would show like clips in the following days and weeks after the verdict of a crowd of black people and a crowd of white people listening to the verdict live. And the white people were apoplectic. And the black people were falling out and rolling.
Like it was their brother. Like it was their fucking brother.
And I'm here, not white, not black, going, I don't know, I think he's innocent, but I'm not happy about it. Like, this is crazy. So, but I no longer think he's innocent. I think he did it and they framed him. I think they're both true.
I think you're right, because all that money, all that prestige, like you mentioned, the dream team, all these lawyers were top of the line, top notch, the best money can buy. The prosecution, was it the state of California, I guess?
Yeah.
You know, their budget wasn't too bad either.
Yeah.
You know, the best of the best. And it was everything. Like, everybody was talking about it. Anything that was loosely related to news, entertainment, they were going to somehow weave and connect OJ to a segment. Anything that was like, what's that chick's name? Greta something? Greta
Van Susteren?
Yeah, her. Anything that's like that, it was all OJ all the time, court TV.
Right.
It was nuts, man. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah, and Judge Lance Ito looked just like my best friend's dad. My best friend's Filipino guy, Lance Ito. Ito sounds Japanese to me, but they could have been twins. It was the most hilarious thing to me to know my Mr. Tiglao was my best friend's dad, to know him all these years. Then I look at the TV and like, there he is. Like, oh my God, he looks just like your dad. That's hilarious. So, yeah. Nobody cares about Hollywood anymore. Those guys are just a bunch of weirdos and probably Yeah, Hollywood really shoots himself in the foot because they won't shut up about how much they hate half of the country. That is a very bad business strategy. Just in case
you're stupid. Oh, just so awesome. It was so awesome when actors were just actors and we'd only see them in their movies or their shows and their red carpets and their interviews on Entertainment Tonight. But now we have all of them, and it fucking sucks, man. It really does, because they're fucking stupid.
We have a special guest. He was calling in. He's on the hotline. He has the number, and he wanted to talk about this very thing about actors shooting their mouths off. Welcome to the show, the one and only Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
So do you remember the OJ trial? You were there in '94. You just come off Terminator. I think you had just done like Eraser or True Lies or something like that. You were
no. No, Eraser came out in like '96. I was working on the True Lies that came out in 1994. Yeah. It was a good year for me.
Right. So you're coming up on being almost 80 years old, right? And you've had a long career in Hollywood. You know, you are the action star. It's either you or Stallone. I don't know. But you are the man. What do you think of these actors just popping off at the mouth, telling half the country that they're all racist, homophobes? What would you like to say to one of these pencil-necked lefties?
I'd like to say, why don't you do me a favor there and shut the hole under your nose there? Because the people that are out there working and they've got the kids and sports and all of these things that are in the business, so they're working for somebody else or something like that there. So they come to us, they come to the movie theater, they sit down in front of the TV and they're like, yeah, come in here, get your popcorn and all that. The movie tickets are so expensive and the popcorn is like $30 and all that there. So then for them to sit there and they be like wagging your finger, you're bad because you don't like this and I'm better than you and all that there. People don't like that. You need to be quiet And then he get out there. It's like in Austria, we had the little monkey. Yeah. And the monkey, he had a little hat. And you give him, you put the quarter in his back there, and he go like this, and he hit the symbols together, and just in the little circle. And we like, yeah, we have a lederhosen. Yeah, the monkey, yeah. The point I'm trying to make here is you give the monkey your money, and then the monkey entertains you, and that's all.
Dance monkey, right?
The monkey didn't get up and say, "Let me put the symbols down," and I start to tell you, "Hey, you're bad, and you're like the planet, and you're racist there because you're white." No. You put the quarter. I think it wasn't a quarter because you were Austrian. I don't remember what we called it back then. Yeah, but anyway. You put the money inside the little monkey's back there, and he entertains you, and then the monkey is quiet. And that's all. Maybe you should be like the monkey. Yeah, be like the monkey. They give you your money, you entertain them, and then you shut your fucking hole under your nose and go home. Yeah.
Wasn't it better when there was the barrier between the public and the movie stars, where you could live the kind of life you wanted in private, Arnold, all the things that you like to do? People didn't have to know about you and your private life. They just saw you as the Terminator on screen. They didn't have to know what you were really terminating behind closed doors. Wasn't that a better world?
Yeah, it was terminating vagina. But yeah, you don't care. I don't want to know that you got a blueberry latte enema this morning. I don't want to see what your butthole looks like there. I don't want to see what mine looks like. I do my, and then I like the privacy. Yeah. I go down there, I go to Hollywood, and go to the premiere, and then I go back home. And you're like, I'm not telling you what my thoughts are while I'm sitting on the toilet taking a shit. Yeah. Do you be like the monkey? Go down there, yeah, entertain, and then go home and keep your fucking mouth shut. Yeah. Okay. And then you hear them say, well, I'm a citizen. I have a First Amendment right. I can say whatever I want. Yeah, you can. But then should you? Like, okay, let's say I was like Jericho Green, a black guy, right? Yeah. Like, I have the right to go to a Ku Klux Klan rally. Yeah. First Amendment right. I can be here. But is it smart?
Probably not.
No, probably not. So yeah, you can say, yeah, I mean, I have First Amendment. I can say what I want there, but you probably shouldn't. So be like the monkey.
That's solid advice. We'll get you out of here on this last comment from the audience. Think about what you think about. Says, screw your freedoms like you're made. Do you have any thoughts on that statement?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You hear me? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said screw your freedoms and all of that. Yeah. But I did treat my housekeeper like she was your freedoms, and I screwed her. Yeah. No condom, no rubber.
All right.
You call it skin to skin.
Yeah. I think no Jimmy hats for the Terminator to take a.
No, I'm allergic. I told her I am allergic to latex. You stupid fucking lady.
You're telling you're allergic to it not feeling good.
Yeah, I'm allergic. to yeah, that was quick.
Anyway, condoms are for sailors. That's what I always say.
Condoms are for losers. I'm scared. If you're scared and need the condom, don't put your dick in there. Yeah.
Right. If you can't stand the heat, then don't get them pregnant, you know?
Yeah. If you can't stand the AIDS, don't put it in the butthole. Yeah.
Well, that took a turn, literally.
Yeah. I like to take turns. Yeah,
well, we're all looking forward to the King Conan movie. Thank you for stopping in. We've got to get going. It's 7:20 already. Thank you for coming in. You're welcome back anytime. All has been forgiven after the lockdowns.
Bye.
All right, bye. There he goes. The great, the one and only. The man from Austria himself. Don't ask him what his dad was doing in the 30s and 40s. Do not ask.
He probably don't want to talk about that.
Hold on. We missed a golden opportunity. None the miser always drains a three from half court, dude.
Always. Steph Curry. Every time.
Wait, I need you to do a line reading in Arnold's voice saying that, no condoms. I'm going in commando. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm back. I know I was just here. But like I say, thank you, None the Miser. Like I always like to say, guys, no condoms. I go commando. Yeah.
All right. There he goes. Adios, Fred. There you go. The great Arnold Schwarzenegger, everyone.
What a guy.
I've forgiven him for screw your freedom. I'm going to pretend he never said that, but it was. I'm going to chalk it up to temporary insanity or something. I don't know.
So the personification of the American dream.
Right. Talking the Bandit, guys, we got a semi truck coming in, and this is a snowman's truck. They opened the movie with that. Cletus. I think his name is Cletus Snow. He goes by Snowman. I've always loved CB radio talk. Breaker, rubber ducky. This is Big Mama or whatever. You know, like you always got to have a
yeah. What's your 20, honey?
If you were a truck driver, what would your name be?
It'd be Fat Dick on Wheels. Fat Dick on Wheels. What's your 20, honey? Over. Yeah.
Lap hog. What's your 20?
Yeah. Oh, fat cock. What's your 20, honey? Over.
Oh my goodness. So the way this movie starts off is it's great writing. It starts off showing a semi truck. It's coming through. We're in the South, and this guy, who's not a major character, he's pulled over by the cops, the law, and they say, "What the hell do you have in the back of this truck, boy?" And he has contraband. He has Kurs from Boulder, Colorado. It is the banquet beer, and this was a real thing. That it was illegal to take Kurs, like, I don't know, 300 miles out of Colorado or 700
state lines, man.
There was a thing where you couldn't take Coors a certain distance because it was all natural beer and it had no preservatives and it would go bad in a week. So if you took Coors across certain distances, certain state lines, it was actually bootlegging. It was actually against the law. This is not made up. This is a real thing. So there you go. So people who love Coors and live down in Georgia and all that, they couldn't get it. So this guy gets busted bootlegging Kurs.
Legging it.
Right. So, yeah, he was bringing it to this semi-truck rodeo, which I made this up in my head as a little kid. I didn't know that semi-truck rodeos were real until I was an adult. But when I was a kid, I thought it'd be really funny for semi-trucks to race because they're so big and tall and unwieldy. And I found out it was a real redneck thing. So there you go.
Fucking race anything.
Shout out to Little Beaver. That's a great CB handle.
Little Beaver.
Little Beaver. This is Fat Dick. What's your 20?
Oh, we need to meet up. I got a Little Beaver. You got a Fat Dick 20. What's your 20, honey? Over. Hey guys. Hey there, Little Beaver. This is a worn out Beaver. Just a glimpse of your future. Over.
Hi, worn out Beaver. This is Busted Beaver.
This is a rode and put away wet Beaver. Over.
I don't like that saying. Rode hard and put away wet.
Yeah. This is old carne asada Beaver. Over. Ew, gross. Girl, put that away. Not yet. Wait, don't put it away yet.
So anyway, what you get introduced to right off the bat, there's like a semi-truck rodeo. They're racing semi-trucks. It's very rednecky. This is taking place down in Alabama, Mississippi.
Yeah, I think it's Georgia, man.
Yeah, somewhere.
No queers here, man.
Yeah. And these two guys, Enos, right? That's
Big
the last
Enos
name.
and Little Enos. Yeah.
Big Enos and Little Enos. And yes, that's the joke.
Big Enos and Little Enos.
Now,
I'd rather be Little Enos.
Don't underestimate Little Enos. If you rub his head, he'll stand up straight. You know,
he's fire mad, man.
He'll get to stand.
He'll
get to stand.
Call me Little Enos for nothing.
Yeah. So these guys are millionaires. These guys in the blue suits, they're very wealthy. They're big shot redneck guys. I don't think they're politicians. I think that's part 2. He runs for governor or something like that. But Big Enos and Little Enos, it's a father and son, right? They're not brothers.
No, I don't think so.
And they're the belle of the ball.
So.
Yeah. And the truck rodeo, the Georgia State Finals. This is a real Americana here. And Burt Reynolds is there. And I guess he's a legendary bootlegger. He's a legendary. He drives the bait car, I guess you would call it. And when they want to outrun the cops and the sheriffs and all that, the semi-truck is there hauling the contraband. And Burt Reynolds drives the sports car to get the attention of the cops and the sheriff to get them off the scent, get them off the trail of the semi-truck that is hauling God knows what inside that it's not supposed to be. So Big Enos and Little Enos want to hire him. They wake him up for his nap. They want to hire him to bring them some Kurs.
Hell yeah, man.
Because Big Enos is celebrating something in like 3 days. So he tells Burt Reynolds, he tells him, you've got, like 38 hours to bring, 5 jillion cores from somewhere in Colorado or somewhere in Texas over to somewhere in Arkansas or back to Georgia. I don't know. But it's like a 900-mile trip or something like that. So, and he's going to pay him a boatload of money. He's going to pay him. I think they tell him they start at like 50,000. They get to like 80,000 or something. They get a lot of money, and they're going to buy him a new. Is it a Trans Am or is that a Firebird? That's a Pontiac Firebird.
It's actually it's a Firebird Trans Am.
Okay.
But yeah, he's basically telling him, and you could tell he's this is really the stuff he needs, but it's also a little bit of, well, shit, if you're buying, I'm going to need this and this and that and this particular, so I'm going to need a particular car. I'm going to need a particular driver. I got my buddy, blah, blah, blah. It's going to cost you this much. And like, hell yeah, man, no problem, whatever. So these guys are obviously rolling in the dough.
Yeah,
money is no object. And that's, of course, a good trope of a movie like this, because these things, you have to find some way to fund all this,
right?
And usually having a rich somebody or somebody with a ton of money, they don't give a shit. Perfect. So that's how everything's going to get paid for: fuel, vehicles, all that kind of shit. And you could tell Smokey, he likes the challenge. You need this where by when? Oh yeah, and that's more appealing to him than the money. Is the challenge of seeing if he can do it, being under the gun, brother.
Well, just look at him when they go to approach about this. Look at that look on his face. You can't teach that. That is swagger to the 10 millionth degree.
Yeah,
he's so calm and carefree and so confident, zero anxiety, zero worry. Like, shit, yeah, I can do it. Easy, no problem.
Yeah, a lot of women's vaginas, that's the last thing they saw. Was that face, that
right
$2 to $5 million smile.
Right.
Right there.
Yeah. No, he's a cool guy. I tell you, you get that vibe from certain guys when you watch a movie. I think it's Harrison Ford. Burt Reynolds is that way now that I've seen some of his pictures. I think that Chow Yun-Fat is this way when you watch him in Hard Boiled and other things like that. And Better Tomorrow. He just got so much fucking swagger. And then Toshiro Mifune from those old 50s and 60s samurai movies, right? Akira Kurosawa. He's got so much swag. He's so laid back, like insane. It's insane. No nervousness, none. It's this awesome cool and calmness they have. It's really nice.
I would also throw Bruce Willis in there too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like nobody can make smoking a cigarette look cooler other than, let's say, Humphrey Bogart. Right. But Bruce Willis, man, he turned, what are you going to do? Like that. Come on, Bruce.
And we're all looking for that as men because, you start off as children, you're a scared little boy. And you try to grow into this stoic, brave, powerful man who can laugh in the face of danger. And it's very appealing to men and women. It's appealing to everyone because, again, men aspire to it and women want it. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. The character is really cool. He's a really cool customer. So anyway, Big Enos and Little Enos, they hook him up with the dough. What's so funny?
Fucking sounds like anus.
Oh, Big Anus and Little Anus?
Little Anus.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't think you want to be a big anus. I don't think.
Nope, definitely want to be little anus in this case.
Yeah. This is
little tight anus.
Yeah, you don't want to be formerly little anus.
No, you want to be blown out anus.
Yeah.
Tom
Selleck, he's a cool customer. Yeah, Carl Weathers, he was another cool. Yeah.
Just cool unflappable, but unflappable, fucking just cool. Not even so much stoic, just. Whatever. There's 10,000 of them, no problem.
Right. Because there's the other kind of hero that you like a Mel Gibson Lethal Weapon, but he's not cool. He's insane. He's a nut job. He's brave as hell, but holy shit, he's crazy. So that's the other type. But I like this archetype the best. The Han Solo, just like laughing at shit and shooting at bad guys. You're like, it's cool. We'll win.
Yeah.
So I love that.
It's never in doubt.
Yeah. Never in doubt. The stuff I write it that way. If you've ever read Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, and guys, there is huge news coming with Big Man Comics and Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. I will not tell you. Yes, there's a sequel. There's a sequel. Guys, there's something else that no one knows about, and it's awesome, and it's coming very soon. I had a meeting about it yesterday. I talked to Dean about it yesterday, and I had a business meeting about it today. There's some fun stuff coming with that. So buckle up. But that's the way I like to write my heroes. Cool dudes. Laughing, zero anxiety, zero worries. So anyway, He goes to his buddy Snowman's house, right? This is Cletus. And the wife is there. And then they establish character here. He's family. The wife greets him, all the kids, he's Uncle, what is it, Sonny? What is his name in this movie? I just want to call him the Bandit, but what's his name?
I don't even know. I know it's Bandit.
Wait.
Uncle Bandit. You better call me Uncle Bandit, fuckers.
What is the name of this character? Hold on. Oh, Bandit. That's just all they call him. But at one point, Sally Field calls him something. She calls him like a first or a last name or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so the Bandit shows up. All the kids love him. They're crawling on his back. All kinds of fun stuff like that. And he's going to go in the house and talk to Cletus about this potential deal from Big Enos and Little Enos. Hold on. I see my name in the chat. Michael Coulter, 1725. Gabe, are you going to do like any military-style comic books? I've been dying for a military-style comic book, sort of like a Tom Clancy deal. Here's what I'm working on coming up. Okay, there'll be more sequels to some of the books I've done. The second Dean Cain is already practically done. It's already drawn, written. The colors are more than halfway done. I'm writing a Punisher Death Wish thing called The Citizen, and it's Falling Down, too, with Michael Douglas, the movie we love on this channel. It's Falling Down, Death Wish, and Punisher, okay? He's a regular man who's had enough. And he kills a lot of bad guys. It is violent, and it's a catharsis. For all of you out there, I know what you've been feeling, and I've been feeling it too. You can live through this book. He is ridding the world of evil, The Citizen. So that's number one that I'm writing. I'm going to start drawing it, but I have to finish the script. I already laid out the entire plot. Now I'm writing each page. Then I'll go back. I've been doing concept art for almost 2 months on that. Then I'm writing a comedy crime novel called Don't Look at Me Like That. I've already written most of Act 1. I'm up to about 15,000 words on that. It's going to be about 80,000 words, so I'm not quite a quarter yet done. And then I wrote a treatment last year for a graphic novel that I'm going to turn into a novel instead, because there's only so many days, hours, and years in your life. And it's called Tripoli, and that's a military thriller. That's a former Delta Force guy. He does private security now, and he organizes it. And there's some really bad stuff going on in Tripoli, North Africa. It's my dad's hometown, actually. And there's militias there, and they're threatening the oil companies that have the rights to the oil from the American and the European companies, all that. And it explodes into violence, kind of like Black Hawk Down, where the city of Tripoli explodes into ultra violence. I already wrote the full script as a comic about a year ago, but I'm going to change it into a graphic or into a novel. No really drawing it or anything, because by the time I finish The Citizen, it'll probably be halfway through next year. You know what I mean? But that's a 120-page graphic novel that I'm drawing. So I've got my first 2 novels that I'm writing, and then my next graphic novel that I'm writing and drawing. So that's a lot of stuff. So to answer your question, yes, I'm doing military. I love that shit. I've been studying it a lot. So there you go. My dad's best childhood friend was the prime minister of Libya after Obama and all them overthrew Gaddafi. My dad's very best friend was the leader of Libya for a short while there. So I have someone I can talk to about that sort of situation. So anyway, he's in the house, Cletus Snowman. He opens the window. He's rousting him. The guy's trying to get to the good night sleep. This is a little homoerotic, Jericho. Do you like this? Would you like your friend to wake you up this way?
I'd have to say hell no, but I feel like it's just that kind of relationship, just that kind of fucking.
They're brothers.
You got guys that'll goose each other. That'll like stick their thumb in each other's ass and nut shots. That's some guy's love language.
We had a guy, I won't say his name, Dan, and he was on the football team in high school, and we called him the Phantom BFer, but we said the whole word. It's too dirty. I don't want And he would go up and practice. If you were standing there watching practice and you weren't paying attention, he'd come up and hump you like a dog. He'd just get you. And he would do it to everyone. And it was humiliating, and everyone would laugh at the person that got rammed by Dan. But we had a sleepover after Hell Week, right before the season started. And we all slept in the big wrestling room. We watched Indiana Jones. Coach had snacks. We did all this bonding stuff. We spend the night. We're on the varsity team. We spend the night, the last night before like the season starts at the high school. And coach, big fat coach, fell asleep laying on his belly. And everyone was he didn't do it, but like he came so close. But like he's an adult, he's a teacher. It would have I think as kids we were smart enough to know, you shouldn't do that. That's no longer funny. It's no longer funny. Teammate to teammate, funny. Teammate to adult teacher, not funny.
Now you're in trouble. Now we got to call.
I remember Dan was the Phantom Humper, you know. So
somebody had to do it.
Right.
Fucking Dan took on the responsibility.
Right. Friends don't let their friends get their oil checked.
Yeah, man.
We had another guy, Jericho. We had another guy on the team.
Uh-oh.
Ryan, strong as an ox. And you be changing in the locker room. Jericho, you gotta look at me though. He'd do one of these. He'd stick his thumb in his shorts and open the front so you could see in his shorts. And you'd be there putting your shoes on or doing whatever, standing next to him. You go like, oh, El Taib, look over here, look at my new shoes. And you'd turn and look down, and there it is. You know, he just he had the sausage roll just waiting for you. So
and there it is.
He would do that to people constantly. So yeah.
We had a guy that would
play for Penn State. Holy shit, jeez.
We had a guy Al in the warehouse. He would take his balls out. He wear coveralls, and he would take his balls out and then zip it up to where it's just like his balls are hanging out the front of his overalls, his coveralls.
That's a dangerous game. That's a dangerous game.
Yeah, man, you gotta be careful. Yeah, you can't zip. You don't want to get too close to the sun, Icarus, on that one, because you don't want to lay those tracks.
Hold on. This is my friend, Disney animator Bill Frank. Let me take this. I'll be back in.
That is funny shit. But yeah, that's just their dynamic. You know, it's just their friendship. I was never a fan of that. You know, the Phantom BFers and the oil checkers and all that. They all knew to stay away from me, but I respect it. That's some guys are like that. That shit's hilarious. From a distance. Like I said, I don't take part in that, but from a distance, yeah, that shit's hilarious. I don't think there's anything, as Gabe put it, homoerotic about this. I think it's pretty clear that the Bandit is all about the ladies, as you'll see when he's joined by his co-star, a young Sally Fields. And let's see. So, of course, yeah, I saw this growing up, but I didn't really know who that was, you know, as a little kid, who Sally Field was. So my knowledge of Sally Field was always, you know, Steel Magnolias or Mrs. Doubtfire or some shit like that. But to see her young, pretty, kind of a little wild child, you know what I mean?
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
I needed to take that. I knew if Bill was calling me this late, it was important, and it actually was. So anyway, he goes into what were you talking about, their slightly homoerotic friendship? Or
no, how it wasn't. How it was just, you know, kind of they're
bros, man. They bled together. They fought together. They come from poverty and working class, and they have a very, very, very tight bond. Oh, so anyways, he convinces him this is a good idea. The guy's a little bit reluctant, but not too reluctant. He was kind of won over pretty easy. He explains to him how it's going to work. They're going to go to Texarkana, get a bunch of beer, and then take it across state lines. And I love that Cletus. I love he wears the vest and the hat. He looks like such a trucker, you know. And then he's got that dog, which that's the kind of dog I have. I have Basset Hounds. I've had Basset Hounds for like 20 years. Greatest dogs in the world. They're so intelligent and they're so friendly, and they're short with those little stubby legs, and they're not big dogs, and they bark like they're the size of an elephant. And then you see it come around the corner, and it's this tiny little dog. Yeah, but they have these huge, like, roar. I don't know. It's they're great dogs.
Yeah, I learned that hounds, the wrinkles in their face trap the scent molecules so they can stay on the trail.
So they get some stank stuck on their face, huh?
Yeah, they get that. Hey, get that stank in there. I need that stank to stick to my face for a while. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that makes sense.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there, dude.
We've all had the flavor saver, and then they'll follow a scent right into traffic and like get hit by cars because they're so focused, so locked in on their.
Look
trail.
up, buddy. Let's see. Oh, there was a question for you, Jericho. Hey, Jericho, what do you think about the draft, my brother?
Oh, I think along with nailing it in free agency, having the guys who were injured coming back, and then with a good draft, man, Super Bowl's the limit.
I mean, it's
but we
got to
just
be
have
the
to nail
Denver
the draft.
Broncos. The Denver Broncos, I'm convinced now, looking back, they win that Super Bowl versus Seattle. There was never a more lucky, confident comeback team than the Broncos. The Super Bowl would have been close, but I think the Broncos would have had their like 80th comeback of the year. If Bo Nix didn't break his fucking ankle with one play left in the AFC.
I mean, not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at how fucked up that is.
I think they would have won the Super Bowl. I really do think they would have won the Super Bowl.
Dude, that sucks ass for him to break his ankle.
Let's not talk about it. It's such a terrible memory.
That sucked, man.
It's terrible.
That really did suck.
Anyway, we got the Pontiac Firebird with the freaking Southern flag on the license plate. We've got the Hound Dog. We've got the trucker vest, the trucker hat, the cowboy hat. We are ready to enter full Southern glory. The South shall rise again, as they say.
Hell yeah, man! Forgot it my way.
Hey, I tell you what, buddy. That's my Southern phrase that I like to use. I tell you what, buddy.
Tell you what, man. If I had it my way, the South never would have failed.
Hey, I don't hate them. I just don't want to live around them.
Hey, not my daughter. You son of a bitch.
Holy shit.
That's fucked up. But you gotta respect it.
Yeah, you gotta at least respect the honesty.
Right.
So they're setting out like Frodo and Sam and the Fellowship of the Ring. They're setting out on their journey to go steal beer. They don't even buy it, right? They just take it from that place.
Did they steal it? No.
There's nobody there when they go there, and they just get a hold of the forklift and they load the truck. Oh, but then he like hands him money or hands him a note to leave or whatever. Remember, right before they leave, he hands it to Snowman.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
we gotta move.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're 5 minutes in this movie. So we got Bandit, the awesome Pontiac Firebird. It's a gorgeous car. Please make cars like this again, please.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And he's driving the semi. So Snowman's in that. Burt Reynolds is in the sports car. And it's all break a rubber ducky. What's your 20? It's all that groovy stuff.
Yeah, and his job is to keep the police off of Snowman's ass so he can get that beer.
Right. So they're heading out from Atlanta to Texarkana, back to Atlanta, and they've got to do it in like 36 hours or some shit like that. And
you gotta get on it, brother.
Yeah, that dog's face says it all too. Look at him. He's had it. He's like, oh, here we go again.
He's living the dream. You know, Cletus is giving him fucking hamburgers and hot dogs and shit.
Right.
That dog is doing his thing. All he does is eat cheeseburgers and lick his balls.
What a life.
What the
Yeah, I feel like half the sentences coming out of this dog's mouth. You know, I was looking at my balls this morning, and I got to thinking about Trump and this whole straight whore moves thing. And it's like,
hold on, I got to go back to licking my balls. All right, so anyway,
I was done licking my balls. The morning lick. I hadn't got to the afternoon lick yet, and I thought, they blockaded the strait, but then Trump blockaded their blockade. It's like 4D chess. So anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get to my afternoon ball lick. So I'll see you later.
I gotta lick the shit out of these balls, but good seeing you. So yeah, he's they're on the road. On the road again. Right.
So yeah, and then they run into like a cop that wants to follow him, and Burt Reynolds distracts him, and he pulls over into a dark alley and turns his lights off, and he's able to successfully do it right there. He's able to get the cops off the truck right off the bat. We see it happen. So and I mean they're there quick. You know, it happens right away. I thought the way the plot of this movie went that they'd get to the Coors place like way at the end of the second act or something like that. No, we're at the Coors thing 10-15 minutes into this movie. That's you know, good, and they show up, they break the door open and get on the forklift, and they load that sucker up, man. They load the truck up all the way to the back door.
So it must be all profit for big and little Enos.
Yeah.
If they're stealing it.
Yeah.
Good for them.
And then this is that part where I think he gives him money for the beer, or they're going to have money in a note, or they're going to, I forgot the joke, but I think there was a joke like, leave a note telling the Coors people to send the beer to Enos, blah, blah, blah. Something like that. But I don't think they straight out stole it. I think they did an IOU or cash. I don't remember clearly.
That's a hell of an IOU.
Yeah. IOU for 53 feet of Coors banquet beer.
1,000 cases. I'm good for it.
Right. So they steal the beer. And they drive back to Atlanta, and that's the movie. No,
That's it. Thanks, guys. See you
it's
next
over.
week. No, this was great. So yeah, this is where they run into Miss Sally Fields.
Right.
She was gonna be Mrs. Sally Fields, but they just driving down the road, and a fucking lady in a dress is in the middle of the road. So he's like, "Hey, darling."
Right, and he's that cool, like, you know, he's a lady killer. He's a cool customer. So of course he's pulling over because, like, look at this dizzy broad in this wedding dress. This is gonna be easy.
Say the first time he's nailed a chick in a wedding dress. So
right. And it won't be the last.
Nope.
I remember
and he picks her up.
Anthony Bourdain's first book that made him famous, I think a cook's tour or a chef's tour or something like that. And he talked about the moment he knew and this is dirty, but it's what he wrote and it's his real life.
Yeah.
The moment he knew he wanted to be a chef, he was working at a restaurant. I don't know if he was just peeling potatoes or a dishwasher. He was low level. And the head chefs, I don't know if you guys know anything about the restaurant industry, but it's like a rock star. There's a lot of sex at restaurants. I don't know if you guys know that. Everybody sleeping with everybody at restaurants. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the frantic environment and that's how people relax. But restaurants are known for a lot of shenanigans between the sheets. And he said a wedding party came in and then the bride, whatever, went to the bathroom, left, whatever. And Anthony Bourdain was by some window or somewhere and he could see into the alley behind the restaurant. And the chef has the bride over, you know, a couple boxes or barrels or crates.
Oh, you fucking whore.
And he said that's when he knew. And she got married that day, by the way. She got married a few hours before, and the chef has her there in the alley. Real classy and romantic, right? And he said that's when he knew he wanted to be a chef. You can read that in his book. That was it. I was like, what? Like, okay.
You whore.
Okay.
And she goes back in there smiling in his face with another dude's dick on her breath.
Right. Yeah, I mean, in this, if you think about Sally Field's character in this movie, she's at the altar. She's going to marry Buford T. Justice's son, and then she ends up sleeping with the bandit like 20 hours, 15 hours later. She's not that loyal either.
Well, at least she wasn't married to him and then fucked this guy. She kind of left him. So basically, she
was so close to marrying him that implies that she had deep intimacy with him.
But she broke up with him.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no better breakup than leaving somebody, literally.
Well, I mean, you leave someone, you don't instantly hate them. You still have feelings. You were still just right there. You were still close. You know.
I don't know how her feelings were, but she's feeling the fucking bandit. That's for sure.
So she gets in the car. She ran away. The bride ran from the altar. That is a terrible thing. I remember Denver Broncos quarterback Jake Plummer left his bride at the altar and then ended up marrying one of the cheerleaders. At least that's the story I read.
Yeah, what a dick. Oh, man, what a fucking piece of shit.
That is, you don't want to run into that girl's dad, ever.
That's some lowball shit right there. You sitting up dressed up like a bunch of fucking clowns waiting for this asshole to show up. Oh, man, no way.
Were you afraid to get married? So many men are afraid to commit. I was not. I was in with both feet. I jumped in. I was happy to be married, very young, happy to have a family. But were you like the stereotypical, this is a big deal, it's a big commitment, or did you have trepidation?
No, not at all. And we dated for 4 years before we got engaged. So it wasn't like, and for some people, whoever, love at first sight, that works for you, great. But no, we were loving everything. We just waited 4 years. But no, not at all. Come that day, there were no thoughts of, is this the right thing to do? Blah, blah, blah. I do know a friend of my wife's who on her wedding day, my wife told her, hey, we don't have to do this. We can just go right now if you don't want to.
Your wife's friend told her that?
No, my wife told her friend that.
Oh.
There were reasons for her to say, she's like, hey, it hasn't happened. We can go now if you want to. Like, it was like that. Because it was, there was some trepidation on her part. She was like, hey, but yeah, that was an interesting.
I'm coming up in November. I'm coming up on 30 years. 30. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only been, but it's been 17 for us.
I gotta deliver, man. I gotta deliver on the 30. You can't do lunch at Denny's.
No, I'll take her to McDabe. Like, you know what? Go ahead and get some cheese on that Whopper, girl.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, get the hash brown smothered and covered.
Hey, get her. Hey, garçon.
Hey, anything she wants to the table.
I want that girl to have 2 hash browns. There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
I love you. Show you I love you, girl.
Yeah.
You know, you should take her to McDonald's or somewhere cheap like that, and then surprise her with something bigger when she's there. If she thinks, oh, this is 30 years. You know what? She'd probably be super happy about it. Like,
you know my wife, the way she is, she'd be happy if I made her a bologna sandwich at home. She's
but don't.
I will not. No, I will not do that. But she's a humble, grateful person. She's not like so many modern women that are just ungrateful narcissists. You know, she's one of the good ones. That's why we're 30 years deep on here.
You should tell her, make her a bologna sandwich and be like, remember you said
ladies
on our second date in 1990 that you love bologna sandwiches.
For the few ladies that watch YouTube that might see this, I have advice for you on how to be a wife. Don't make the man's life harder. Make it easier by being his sidekick. The end. That's it. I know some people that are going through it. They're getting divorced. They're living in different houses. And I was talking to my wife about it. It's like they're married to their enemy, which is insane to me. It's supposed to be your number one, your confidant, your one flesh. You're like this. And some people I know, they're married to their fucking mortal enemy, trying to ruin their life.
It's crazy.
So why would you do
3
that?
P's.
Yeah.
It's the 3 P's. Peace, pussy, and propping. Meaning, prop your man up when he needs it.
Right.
And the other 2, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And you think, no, it's that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah. Wow, look at this. Brian Knapp dated his wife for 4 months before he proposed. You think it's quick, but watch this. He says, but we were friends for several years before that. She friend-zoned you, dude, but you broke through. Nice.
Shattered the friend ceiling.
Like, I'm not coming over to put another fucking puzzle together.
When I get there,
you know what's going to happen.
You better be in that birthday suit. Don't worry, it won't take long.
Oh, my gosh, look at this. This story gets even crazy. He says, I dated her best friend. That is like Steven Seagal's horrible movie. That is on dangerous ground, my friend.
Dude, how was that first get together after that?
Oh, how are you guys doing? He said it'll be 30 years ago. Well, congratulations, 30th anniversary calls for In-N-Out Burger.
The burger and In-N-Out.
The old heave-ho, Brian Knapp.
At the same time, if you're lucky, if she's a real one, she'll let you get it at the same time. In-N-Out and In-N-Out.
Yeah. Treasure Ellen says, I want a man who likes my cooking and will let me be a passenger princess. There you go.
That's it. There you go. You're halfway there.
Treasure Ellen, you got to be here. Like we already demonstrated to ourselves in high school, the football player and the cheerleader. That's how it is. The football player goes out there, he gets beat up, he gets banged up, and the cheerleader tells him, you can do it. You don't know what it does when someone tells you they believe in you and you can do it and you're bleeding and you're hurt and you want to quit. And someone's like, nah, man, you can fucking do this. And that's my wife. I told you guys to start. I worked stocking shelves at Home Depot the day we were married. My marriage certificate says like stock boy on it. Not kidding. They have you write your profession. And that's what I did. Now I own a publishing empire. I write and draw my own comic books. And she's there the whole way, making it work, helping me out, cooking meals, watching kids while I have 3 jobs in the old days and going to college and all the stuff. And right there. And I think a problem with the modern world is that you don't have one driver and then one navigator. You have 2 people trying to drive. The car has 1 steering wheel, guys. In this movie, Smokey the Bandit is driving. The woman can do the navigating. Right. The woman can do that. Watch out! They're hitting the brakes a mile from here.
Something happened 15 miles ahead.
Yeah.
Fucking slam on the brakes and jerk the steering violently.
So she jumps in the car. She kind of gives him a little hint of something that's going on, but she doesn't tell him exactly what's going on with her yet. Then we cut back to her car, the one that said just married. And these young hooligans, they're going to steal the hubcaps or what the hell they're doing to this car. They're going to do some naughty things to the car. And then the star of the movie arrives, the great Jackie Gleason, in what would be a big career comeback for him. He was a 50s television star, but this was this is one of the biggest things he did late in his career. It might be the biggest thing he did late in his career. He comes out with his dipshit son, who's just a okay dad.
Junior.
Okay, dad. Okay.
Oh, Junior.
Buford Jr. just got left at the altar by Sally Field, and this sheriff is pissed. And he comes upon these boys. Jericho, I love the way he enunciates, the way he gesticulates. Just the he's so good at this. He's so good at this. And I think Burt Reynolds said that he's based on a sheriff that his dad, Burt Reynolds' father, knew, like in Florida, a southern sheriff, I guess, in Atlanta or in Georgia or Florida, somewhere down there. But there was a guy, I don't know if his name was Buford T. Justice, but the guy, the real life guy that Burt Reynolds' dad knew, he would always say, "Some bitch." And this guy, that's like his catchphrase, is "some bitch."
Some bitch. Yeah, that's so funny. You get that some bitch. But he was so funny, man. And he, nailed that southern, because there's different southern accents. There's a hey man, and then there's more like the southern gentleman who's more like a lawyer, like a Matthew McConaughey in A Time to Kill. So there's a different. He's more of that. He's more probably right between those two because he's not very sophisticated, but he has that that southern almost charming drawl. And dude, the colloquialisms, the fucking I'm gonna punch your mom in her mouth, dude, just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He shows up, he steals the scenery, he goes toe to toe with Burt Reynolds for charm. His character is so a likable villain, and then Burt Reynolds is such a likable hero. I think that's the engine that makes this movie work. Sally Fields is fine. She's not bad. She's not all that interesting. No offense. I don't think she's that pretty. I don't think she's ugly, but like I would want a Babe to be the leading lady, but whatever. She's a girl next door. She looks fine. She's a pretty lady, but not, she's not like, whoa. She's not that thing where the Looney Tunes wolf, his eyes come out and turn into hearts.
Yeah.
Like that. And I think it could have worked that way. Treasure Ellen says she literally reconnected with the captain of her high school basketball team today. I was a cheerleader and played. Well, there you go. That's a start. Now, see, Treasure Ellen is wrong here because None the Miser says that he got friend zone for a while too. And then she said, like many women say, the friend zone is a thing. You are 1,000% wrong. The friend zone is 1,000,000,000% real. But in defense of women everywhere, men put themselves in the friend zone. Women are happy to have you there. You put yourself there, dude. When you're like, I'll do her homework. I'll let her cry on my shoulder about her mean boyfriend. I'll take her to the mall and buy her all the shit. And like, you're giving away all of your manly goodies. You're giving Patrice O'Neal called it, you're a time hoe. Like a woman being a hoe, you're being a hoe with your time as a man when you're a nice guy and you put yourself in the friend zone. So I don't want to hear any complaining about it. Listen, buddies, because most of the audience is men. When you like a lady and you hide your sexual agenda, she knows. She knows. She knows you have testosterone. She knows you want to see her naked. She knows. She's always known. They all know. And when you try to hide it and be a nice guy and do her algebra homework, you're making a fool of yourself. And she'll go along with it because it's fun for her to get free meals and free shoes. And you think you're going to buy your way into romance? Fuck out of it. It doesn't work. And nice guys finish last, and they deserve to. Be a man. Sorry. Rant over.
Piece of shit. No, Buford T. Justice is the man. Look at the name. Buford T. Justice?
Yeah. But men and women cannot be friends. They can't. Because men want to have sex with women. So unless they're your relative, your mom, your sister, your aunt.
Yeah, that's impossible.
You cannot be friends with women. You can be acquaintances. You can be polite. You can be professional. You can be professional acquaintances. You're not going to lunch with women as buddies. Ask my wife if she would think it was cool if I had a woman friend. Or you, Treasure Ellen. You've got a serious guy. He's your dream guy. Let's say you're married. You got 2 kids, a house. You got the dream. And your husband, Dale, I'm going to call him Dale. He's got women friends because men and women can be friends, right? And your husband, I'm going to a movie with the blonde. Suzanne, we're going to the movies tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's a romantic thriller. It's a real scorcher.
Yeah, and Suzanne's fine, too.
Yeah, Suzanne is fine as hell, and your husband is friends with her because men and women can be friends. If you think men and women can be friends, you know nothing about men.
Yeah, I got some magic beans I want to sell your dumbass too when we're
Right.
done with this show.
Right. No,
It's impossible. This chick, she's been on my YouTube channel before that I had with somebody else. And she says, she had this friend, they've been friends for 10 years, and he's helped her out, and she's listened to him complain about his girlfriends, and blah, blah, blah. I said, if you called that dude right now and said, come over here and fucking break my back,
right.
he would be over there, like, and on your doorstep, like, like that at your front door. Boom,
Right.
boom, before you even hang your fucking phone.
Right.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Our friendship's more important than that, blah, blah, blah. It's like your friendship is an inconvenience. Your friendship is you watching a concert and there's some tall guy standing in front of you and you're just like, get this out, get out of my way so I can enjoy this. Right. That's what your friendship is.
Yeah, men don't want to be friends with women. We don't want to be mean to them or hate them or anything like that. But I'm friends with my wife, but we're not friends. We're romantic partners. We're lovers. We're not friends. I'm friends with Jericho. I'm not friends with women. That makes zero sense. And you say women can be friends with men, men can't be friends. No, you're wrong. Does that sound like a friendship to you? Where it's one way?
It's impossible.
That's not a friendship. That's being used. That's using men. You know it. That's using men that are wimps. They've been trained by this leftist society to be ashamed of their sexual agenda, that they want sex. Oh my God, pervert. It's not perverted. It's 1,000% good and normal and natural. But because the culture we live in, that men are naughty horn dog boys, they try to hide it to be different and be a good guy, and it never works. Never works. Can't stand watching guys do that. And I blame the guys. You want to put yourself in the friend zone? Okay, do it, dude. Do it. She's never going to come around. Because a guy that's nice like that, that's nice, it's fake nice. And nobody likes fakery. And fakery will never arouse a woman. It's never going to turn them on. It's never going to interest them, dude. It's kind of, honestly, it's going to disgust them with you. And you become you become like a vending machine. Push a button, get thing. Like, oh yeah, John will pay for it. He'll pay for my break job, or he'll take me to dinner, or he'll do this, or he'll do that. And then, I can cry on his shoulder about the bad boy who cheated on me again.
Yeah,
but I keep going back.
The bad boy who left smoke coming from your vagina last night. Dude, basically just don't do things that a boyfriend would do, unless you're a boyfriend.
Ellen,
you can be kind. Like, oh, let me get the door for you. If you see her struggling with a heavy box, you can be kind. But, Saturday you have a bedroom you need to rearrange or it needs to be painted. Or you want me to pay for your meals, or get the fuck out of here. Don't do boyfriend shit unless you're the boyfriend.
No, Ellen, it is. Yeah, I got to push back. It is women using men, and I'll tell you why, Ellen, because you know what they really want, and you're letting them lie, and you're letting them think they're fooling you to get what you want. That's using them. What if there was a woman that wanted connection and equipment, connection, and all this security and a relationship, and she slept with a lot of guys trying to find that, and then guys string women along, right? And they sleep with them, and they sleep with them, and then they won't commit, and they use the woman for sex. That isn't respectful either. So this is the female version of that. It's the woman gives sex to try and get something, and it doesn't work because the guys, it's like a free sample at Costco. You walk up to the guy, he gives you the egg roll, you take a bite, and if you have any shame at all, you pretend you're going to buy it. You go, well, where are these egg rolls? Oh, aisle 3, okay. And then you never buy it. You never buy it. That's how the free sex from women is. You feel bad because you have a soul, but they're giving it, man. They're, and that's how it is with the nice guys in the friend zone. Like, you feel bad. He bought you dinner. He fixed your car. He did this. He moved your sister's apartment. You feel bad, but he's giving it. But it is using people. Men do it too with sex. Women do it with attention and resources. And it ain't right. Nobody should do that, man. It's a bad way to be. Let's see. I'm friendly with Janice at work, None the Miser says, but Janice and I can't be friends. I'll bang Janice, and that won't be good for any of us. Well, this sounds like none of my business.
It's like, you ever see a video of a lion and it's taking care of a deer cub or something? Like, you're expecting that lion to rip that thing to shreds and eat it, but it doesn't. It raises it and it fucking gives it milk and they grow up and they're friends. But when you see that, it's always fucking weird because that lion is supposed, you think at any time that lion's going to snap back into its mind and fucking eat that thing in one bite. That's how it is with men and women being friends. It's not natural. That's not how it is. At any moment, if that woman gives the slightest hint, he's on it. I don't give a fuck how many years you got behind you. You say, "Hey, come get it." He's gonna come
right
and get it.
right. Yeah, because men are action. Men do things. Men accomplish things. Men overcome things. That's our experience as beings. Is we have a motor. We're driven to do things. Research shows all the way to infants. Males are interested in things. Females, babies, are interested in people, and that's good. I'm not one of these people that hates women. I don't reject the differences. I say, vive la différence, right? Long live the difference. There's a reason for it. It's a good thing. But I always want to tell the truth because that's how you become a better person, is admitting the truth to yourself so you can embrace it and live a better life. But Ellen swears she has a guy friend. We don't do favors. We go to each other's houses, talk about our feelings. We play cards. We talk about cards. Male friendships are largely activity-based. Females live life together. I don't know.
Look,
I mean, there's a world of men that you'll never know because it only happens when you're not there. And it's like a law of science. Like there's a way we are as men that you can't see. It's just how we are when we know there's no women and kids. You've never seen it. It's a different way. And we have it's brotherhood. I mean, go look at the military. They die for each other. And then metaphorically, look at the sports teams. You know, they bleed for each other, they hurt for each other. Like brotherhood is like, there's a reason that it's known for what it is. Brotherhood. It is like one of the closest relationships you can have. You know, being part of that masculine tribe.
Treasure, you're the baby deer, and he's the lion who's taking care of you. If you tell him, "Hey, after this card game, I want you to fucking blow my back out," that's what he's gonna do. And all of that stuff. It's not that it doesn't mean anything. I'm sure he enjoys your company and he enjoys doing the things that you guys do together. But if you give him a whiff, he's on it.
Right.
Guaranteed.
You have to understand the amount of testosterone we have compared to women. The sex drive for men is like being hungry, right? But imagine if you were always hungry and no matter what you ate or drank, you were just as hungry. That's how it is.
Like your stomach's rumbling.
It never goes away. And it's not bad. It's not. That's how God made us. That's how we are. That's how we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, your buddy, your card playing buddy and all this, if given the chance, he would. And that's nothing against you. That's nature. It's supposed to be that way. That's how we are.
Yeah. And if you're starving, you're not going to take anybody's food. You're not going to break into a restaurant and steal the food. But when a meal is placed on the table in front of me, I'm going to fucking inhale it. I'm going to do it like they told us in boot camp. Eat it now and taste it later. Right. I'm gonna wolf that thing. You ever throw your dog the last bite of a cheeseburger or something? It doesn't even fucking taste it. It just
never tasted it.
And it's gone. It gulps it down. Yeah, that's
why dogs maybe that's why dogs eat their own poop sometimes. They're like, hey, I wonder what that tasted like.
Round 2.
Yeah. Jeez.
Dude, you ever see a dog like eat cat shit? It's like,
oh jeez. Well, I have chickens, and my bloodhound will go out there and rub the chicken poop on his own face sometimes. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing. Oh my gosh.
Imagine what it smells like to him to fucking rub his face.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, dude, you've been hiding this chicken shit from me? Oh, this is amazing. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I have another.
I don't know. The friend zone is real, and men put themselves in it, and it's their own fault. And you need to get yourself out of it, Buster. Stop doing that. Have boundaries and be honest about who and what you are and what you're after.
Yeah.
Just be honest. Well, one thing you have to be as a human being is not fear rejection. Rejection is part of life. You're going to get rejected. You're going to get accepted. All of it's going to happen. It's a big mishmash. It's all there. But if you live your life of fearing rejection, you better just stay home then. Stay home. Don't talk to anyone. Go hide under your blanket then. Jeez.
Yep. You know? Be honest with you. Hey, man, I'm just trying to fuck. So you tell them. What?
Best movie reviews on the tubes. That's right. You get a psychological counseling and a movie.
Right. Or part of it.
Well, yeah, at least part of it. Shit. It's already after 8. What are we going to do here? We got to move. So anyway, he stops these boys from stealing hubcaps, and he's just chewing the scenery. If you haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor. Don't wait. Don't wait 47 and a half years like I did. Go and see it. We do a lot of digression on this show. We get on a lot of side.
We're gonna change the name to digression.
Right. We change it to, but I digress.
And let's get back to the movie.
Well, see, now that I said wait till you're 47, I got to tell you this other story. So I don't have phobias. I'm not afraid of like spiders. I'm not afraid of dogs. I'm not afraid of airplanes. But I was always afraid of upside down roller coasters. Don't know why. Some early childhood, whatever. And I would never go on them. We go to the theme park, and I'm the guy sitting on the bench waiting for everyone else to get off the upside down roller coaster. This is no way to live. This is no way to live. It's embarrassing. Everybody can't have the best time they're trying to have. They're just waiting for you, and you're waiting for them. So it was like 5-6 years ago. We go to Disney California Adventure, and they have the Incredicoaster, and it's a rocket start coaster. It goes on an 81-foot drop, and it has a big loop before the end. So I'm meeting my nemesis. This is my Darth Vader.
Is it a loop or a loop-de-loop?
It's a loop. Well, it could have been a loop-de-loop. It could have been. I don't know. But it was one loop. It was one upside down. I'm 42 years old at the time. I'm like, no more of this, Gabe, damn it. Look at me. Look at me. I'm like 2 inches away from the mirror. That's enough. So I get in line, going through the scenarios in my head. Don't even know why I'm afraid of these fucking things. I ride it. It's so much fun. It's so exhilarating. It's 100 times more gentle than you think. And going upside down felt like nothing. I got off the roller coaster. I was so excited. I went on it like 4 times that day. But when I got off the roller coaster the first time, and this is where the punchline comes in, there was a little boy, like 12 years old. And he was sitting there waiting like I had waited for years. And these other boys all get off. And he goes up to me and goes, well, how was it? Was it scary? But he was doing what I did. And I did something because I'm not shy. I interrupted them. They were all talking and laughing. And the one boy who was too scared didn't ride. I interrupted. I said, excuse me. Excuse me. And I told the boy, don't do what I did. I waited 42 years to do this. It's nothing. I missed out on a lot of fun. Just get on it. I promise you. It's all in your head. There's nothing going on here. So I hope it was like Back to the Future. It's like me going back in time and talking to 12-year-old Gabe, saying, would you just get on the upside down coaster? It's going to be fun. So now I'm fine with the roller coasters, but there was something about it. I don't know what it was. Maybe the out of control feeling or something. But you would think if you didn't like a roller coaster, how could you get on an airplane? I don't know. But airplanes don't bother me. So anyway, that was another digression. So
go back 5 years ago and look at that theme park and see if many kids, 12-year-old kids, fucking died on the loop-de-loop roller coaster. You're like, oh.
Listen, man, it wasn't my fault.
My heart was in the right place. I was trying to help the little dude out. Fucking got him killed.
All right. So Buford T. Justice and his son, Buford T. Justice Jr., they are after Sally Field because that's the bride that left him at the altar. And he'll be damned if someone's going to leave his boy at the altar. And so they're all driving. I want to call him Snowball so bad. Snowman.
Cletus.
What's the dog's name? Like Bob or something like that?
I think he calls the dog Cletus, doesn't he?
I don't know. He's dog. We'll just call him dog.
But I think his name is Cletus, but he calls the dog Cletus, but they call him Snowman.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that Sally Fields is like kind of a plain Jane. Yeah. But I don't think that it would work to have a super hot chick.
It'd be distracting. It would be distracting.
And also, that's saying that Junior was able to pull a super hot chick. He just doesn't strike me as the type. Yeah. He doesn't strike me as the type to pull, a fucking Lonnie Anderson or some shit.
No,
he was married
to
he's a dummy. So he gets, a regular chick who might have made a mistake on him.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, they're all driving. So everyone's in hot pursuit of everyone, but they're all kind of spaced apart. It hasn't picked up yet. They go by this officer who was peeing in the woods, and he sees that bandit Pontiac flying by. So he jumps, chase him, and you get your first kind of really fun chase scene. And he ends up in the lake or in the pond. I don't know.
Sucker.
It isn't great.
Well, because they can't drive. In case you haven't noticed, in case you haven't seen this or Blues Brothers, police can't drive.
No, apparently not.
They get behind somebody and they start going at high speeds and they're going off bridges. They're going in the water. They're crashing into other cop cars. They're crashing into other cop cars, even though 5 cop cars ahead of them have crashed into the same cop car. They're going to keep crashing into it until somebody has a bright idea. Maybe we should stop piling up. I don't know, but cops can't drive and they're dumb when they get behind the wheel.
Right. Yeah, it's weird too because they're patrolmen, so their whole job is driving, yet they're bad at it.
They can't handle it. They cannot handle it.
It's that one phrase, you had one job. It's like, I done
all you
told
do is
you,
drive.
don't drive the squad car into the pond. What do? That's exactly what you do.
Dispatch. You know, and also these guys would know this area pretty well, so I don't see how they're not taking these turns.
Right.
Very well, just flying into the fucking river.
But it's fun. This is where you get in Act 2, whenever you're writing a 3-act kind of adventure movie like this, Act 2 is what they call delivering on the promise of the premise. So in Act 2 of Star Wars, guess what you get? You get a lot of stars and wars. You know, in Smokey and the Bandit, in Act 2, you get a bunch of Bandit running away from Smokies. You know, so that's kind of what Act 2 is in every movie, is like, oh, the thing I saw on the commercial, on the trailer, they do the thing in Act 2 that we're all here to see. So it's fun. The car chases are fun. The stunts are fun. Burt Reynolds just looks cool. Sally Field is a good partner for him in this. She is, because she's able to do this thing in her personality where she's like disapproving, but not a bitch, not a nag. And that's refreshing, because I think a lot of people would be easy as a writer or an actress to just go into the nag that, oh, the man's an idiot and why is he doing this? But she's kind of his sidekick, but she's also kind of like, yeah, you're kind of a wild man. It's a nuanced kind of writing and performance. I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and when she asks him, well, what do you do? He says, what is it? He's like, I do what I do well. And she's like, what do you do? Show off. He's like, yeah, you sure do that. You know, yeah, but she's nagging him in the right way, if that makes sense. Like she knows who he is, and she knows how to communicate with him. Yeah, she's trying to tell him to do the right thing, but ultimately it's, I know you're going to do what you want to do, but here's what I think you should do.
Yeah, don't get us killed or in prison, please.
Yeah, but ultimately you're going to do what you want to do, and I'm cool with that. But you know, it's my job to at least let you know, hey, might want to slow down around this turn up here. But you know, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, but watch out. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah. And I love this whole system of using the Pontiac Firebird to get the cops to chase him instead of getting any suspicion or inkling on the semi-truck. That's really, I don't know, it's fun.
That's his job.
Yeah. You get some great action shots, you know, driving on this embankment here. I think he ran over a bunch of mailboxes here with the semi-truck.
Yeah. Fuck it.
So and then we run into this. So word's getting around on the CB radios between the different sheriffs and cops, and that there's this Trans Am on the loose, and we got to stop him. You know, he's out of control, this bandit. And one thing you have to know is Buford T. Justice, he does not have jurisdiction in the state they are currently in. I don't know.
No, it ran out in his fucking county.
Right. So I think Justice is from Texas, but they're going into, you know, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. They're going into all those places to get back to Atlanta. And so now we're in one of those other states. I don't know which one we're in, but we're not in Texas, or we're not in his county anymore. No. But he's like, I'm Buford T. Justice, damn it. And I'm going to get this guy no matter what, and get this woman who left my son at the altar. So this is one of my favorite jokes in the movie. Jericho loves this too. So you get this guy, I don't know if he's a sheriff's deputy or he's a captain, but he's kind of up there. He's in charge.
He's a captain. He's the man.
Yeah, he's the man. And he's going to intercept Burt Reynolds. And he's got this his little sidekick here, his deputy that rides around with him. And it's very important that he's black for one of the jokes in this movie.
Yes.
It's a great joke.
And this guy, I want to say it was Let's Do It Again, or Uptown. It might have been Uptown Saturday Night, but Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby had a string of movies in the 70s. I think it was 2 or 3 of them. One of them was called, one of them was, the first one was Uptown Saturday Night. The second one was called Let's Do It Again. And in one of them, it's like some kind of heist or something they get caught up in. And then the other one, Bill Cosby, he learned how to do hypnosis in the Army. And so they hypnotized this boxer into believing that he could win. Dude, those are movies we got to do on here. You talk about clean, funny, the Smokey and the Bandit kind of get chased by the bad guys kind of vibe. Awesome movies. But this guy played a character called Big Percy. And so they got tangled up in some shit, and they ended up crossing this criminal, and he's like, my name's so-and-so. And then this guy steps behind him and goes, and I'm Big Percy. And he's fucking huge, as you can see. Right. But that's where this guy was from. Yeah. And those movies came out maybe 3-4 years before this. But yeah, he hears him on the radio. Oh yeah, early 70s, 72, 73, maybe 74. Okay. But very wholesome, funny. Actually, Uptown Saturday Night, like they're trying to get money to help save the church. That's what they're trying to do. It's
like the Blues Brothers trying to get money to,
you know?
the Blues Brothers trying to get the money to save the orphanage.
You know? Yeah, and Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier are trying to get money to save their church. But this guy, he's on the radio and he doesn't sound like the stereotypical black person with the slang. Hey, you know, I'm talking about all that kind of shit. He's very proper, very educated. Like they say, he speaks so well. You know, he doesn't sound like what you would say black. So fucking Buford T. Justice is doing his thing way out of his jurisdiction, by the way. And Bandit, you son of a bitch, and he's going back and forth, and Bandit is being very cool with him. Hey, Sheriff, what's up? Hey, I see you back there. Like he's being kind of a smartass with him, but still respectful. He has a level of respect for him. Yeah. And what are they getting, a crash or some shit?
Well, there's blockades and stuff set up, but there's truckers along the way helping. This guy, like, I'll block something for you. But
what's he from? That guy's been in.
I think was he like a pro ball player or something? Or he's a big ass dude though. You can just tell.
What's he in? He was in something too, playing a kind of like a supporting role. But he's one of those guys you see him in all these shows in like the 70s and 80s. You're like, I can't replace it, but yeah, that fucking guy.
He's a big guy.
But there's tons of these. Yeah, he's like what is his name? Alex Carroll. You know, a guy playing Mongo on Blazing Saddles. Just a big fucking athlete who got a career in acting.
You want me to question now?
Holy shit, it's Mongo. But this guy, and there's a slew of people who are, don't worry about it, Bandit. We got you here. We're gonna keep these smokies off your tail over, honey. And they, you know, do these blockades, and they're fucking like, you know, running cops off the road and shit, you know, to help out Bandit. I don't know what Bandit did. I don't know if Bandit like fucking saved their dads in Vietnam or what. But man, they are fucking indebted to the Bandit, and they are risking their freedom.
Yeah, and that's part of the fun. You got all these like southern swamp people on the CB radios, all helping Bandit along the way. You know, come here, turn here, I'll drive in front of him and park, and like, you know, we'll cause a traffic jam or whatever. It's like there's a huge one way late at the end of Act 2, where a bunch of young kids, and there's a funeral procession too that blocks everything. But anyway. This is the big captain here and his deputy driving. They chase him into like a wooded area, and there's a bridge, and they have a mishap on the bridge. And the Pontiac is able to get away from this. They are not. They end up in the water, and right here, and then Buford T. Justice catches up to our black gentleman officer here. And what does he tell him, Jericho? Because remember, he spoke to him on the radio, and he never saw him. And the black guy didn't sound with the stereotypical accent or slang. So what does Justice tell him?
Well, because he was telling him, hey, man, you know, we got this. You know, it's our jurisdiction. We'll take care of it. And he's like, I'm not going to stop chasing that some bitch. And so he fucking runs into him. And he's like, hey, say, boy, where's Captain so-and-so? Like Captain, you know, Brennan or some shit like that. And he goes, I am Captain Brennan. And he goes, oh, well, you sounded taller on the radio.
That's so good.
But it wasn't, again, it's weird me sticking up for a racist.
Yeah.
But it's almost like he's to say, boy.
It's like you can feel him trying to not be a racist. Like he's really trying not to be a racist.
But it's more like that was par for the course in the day, in that time, to speak like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was trying to degrade him. It was just
you sounded taller on the radio.
Taller on the radio.
But he does say something kind of bad when he turns around. He tells his son, Junior, so this used to be a good country, or he says something like that, you know.
Yeah, dude. So fucking funny, man. He was like, oh, hey, boy. He sounded taller on the radio. Again, fucking Jackie Gleason.
Right. So they've ditched the law. They left one in the pond, and Buford doesn't know where he is, Justice. And they stop at this bus stop, and they're gonna part ways here. Sally Field's gonna get on a bus and I don't know, go to LA or Chicago. She's going away. New York, I don't know. She's going away. He's gonna give himself a couple burgers, fill up his gas tank, and he's gonna get the hell out of here and keep helping Snowman and Fred, the Basset Hound, deliver that Coors banquet beer to Hotlanta. And they go in, they do a little talking. It's a little sorrowful. It's an introspective moment of the movie. And she leaves. She's out of here. And or she's going to wait for a bus or something. And then he orders some burgers. And you get a great scene. This is the comedy version of Alfred Hitchcock. Because Alfred Hitchcock is the master of suspense, right? We, the audience, know that there's a bomb under the counter, but Burt Reynolds doesn't know. Oh my God, there's only 30 seconds left. And as the audience, you're like, you want to scream at him. Oh my God, it's right there. So we get the tension, but now it's played for laughs. So Buford T. Justice, I mean, they're touching elbows at the bar, and Buford T. Justice, he wants his own hamburgers and his own soda or whatever. He wants to get some lunch too. Yeah. And they're touching elbows, and he doesn't know that's the Bandit. And to me, this is brilliant because what should be a tense scene is a comedically tense scene. It's really funny. And Burt Reynolds knows. Obviously knows because he has a fucking name tag, you know, a uniform.
And the voice. Because he's talking to the waitress saying, please, sweetheart, I need, 4 chili cheeseburgers and put her up when I'm chasing a sumbitch. And Bandit goes, really? Is he bankrupt or something? No, he's worse. He's killed almost 20 law enforcement officers while he's wolfing down these fucking chili cheeseburgers. If he's going to town on these fucking things. And I'm talking not like, they chew a little bit and do a spit take into a bucket. He's fucking these things up. And he's like Gabe was saying, he's right there.
Their elbows are touching. Their elbows are touching.
Yeah. But he's still, there's a level of respect there. Yeah. And he even gives you a pace for it. He's like, here, let me get that for you, Sheriff. Oh, thank you, son. I gotta go catch this psychopath. And here's a little bit of
I love that. He's so mad. He wants to rip it. Oh, thank you, son. I'm gonna catch this son of a bitch. It's like I'm right here. You can see it on his face, dude. Right there. You know what he looks like he's saying? You know what he looks like he's saying right there? He's not saying it, but it looks like he's saying, is that right? That's what he looks like he's telling the sheriff. Yeah. Oh, that guy.
20 officers? No.
Sheriff, that guy sounds awful.
He goes, I hope you catch him. Yeah. Hope you catch him, Sheriff. Thank you, son. How much do I owe you? Dude, he got all that food. He's like, how much do I owe you? She said $1.50.
Right.
$1.50. Dude, for 2 cheeseburgers and a drink and some fries.
Yeah.
Here's some behind the scenes knowledge. From 1976 to 1980, Sally Field had a relationship with Burt Reynolds.
Oh.
During which time they co-starred in 4 films: Smokey and the Bandit, Smokey and the Bandit 2, The End, and Hooper.
Hooper's awesome. I'm telling you. It's on Amazon Prime for $3.99. Worth every penny. Fun movie.
Oh, and following their 1980 breakup, Field and Reynolds continued to date on and off before splitting permanently in 1982.
That's too bad. I couldn't get through Smokey and the Bandit 2. It was.
I don't remember watching that one.
It was fine. I watched about half. I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. So it didn't work for me.
I have seen it. But I just don't remember. It must have been how great it was.
Here's another great moment. He comes out now. He pays for the sheriff's burgers. He comes out to get back in his car, and his car's gone. But plot twist: Sally Field isn't taking the bus to New Jersey or wherever the hell she's from. She's like, I'm going with you.
Liar.
Right. So now I love that. I love that twist in the story. It's like that thing where the boyfriend chases the girlfriend to the airport and and he watches her plane leave through the window, and then he's all defeated and he turns around and then she's standing right there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that sort of trope in a movie or a story, So
that was pretty cool, man. Their chemistry was
it was good.
Awesome.
It was good chemistry. Yeah. So they get back to driving. And there's a great scene here. There's another blockade by some semi trucks helping him out and some traffic. And the Buford T. Justice car goes under a semi truck and gets decapitated, but not the people, the car. The top gets ripped off.
Yeah, it peels the top right off that son.
Which obviously in real life nobody would survive anything like this. So that would be. So then they're driving the car with the top ripped off and no window shield. Eventually, they don't have a side door. They put the door in the back seat. This car keeps getting jacked up, and that's like a recurring gag.
So fucked up. And then pretty soon, Junior, I think after the top comes off, he's holding his daddy's hat on his head while he's fucking driving.
Right, he has to hold his hat down so it doesn't blow off in the wind.
Fucking Junior, you idiot.
And Junior,
how old for you, daddy?
Oh, he's such a dumbass.
Junior's such a dummy.
What we are dealing with
Like-
here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
Dude,
The way he
Like
delivers
Junior-
the lines are so good in this movie.
amazing. And he was born in New York, so this whole Southern thing,
Right.
you know, is just his acting skills. But Junior, he'll say shit like, you know, the top of the fucking car comes off violently. You see, they go under a fucking 18-wheeler, violently rips the top of the car off, and he'll go like, "Daddy, the roof's missing." Like he'll say dumb shit like that, and he's just like,
He's
know
like-
that, you tit turd. Like, you fucking
You-
idiot,
you-
I know.
You look at Junior, and he looks like a big man. He looks like he's 6'2" or something. I don't know who this actor is, but he looks
Yeah.
big. And I think I figured out what's going on with
Probably
his
another
dialogue.
ex-football player.
Yeah, I think I know what's going on with this dialogue. You tell me this rings true. They wrote his dialogue like a toddler. You know, kids just say like obvious shit, but for some reason it's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kids will just say profound things that were kind of obvious, but nobody said it. It's like, Daddy, the roof got done ripped off the car.
Dude, I
Like-
know that, you moron. And yeah, I was right. Michael Dennis Henry was a professional football player. And
Okay. Yeah,
played
you can see
linebacker
it.
for the Pittsburgh Steelers from 58 to 61.
Okay, yeah, you can see the physicality.
6'2",
I
6'2"
I
and
said
fucking
6'2".
ripped.
I said 6'2". Come on now.
Yeah, 6'2" and fucking ripped.
No, he was great as the idiot son in this. He was just, Daddy, the roof got
Daddy.
ripped off the car.
Oh my god! He was like, I know that, you son bitch.
So
Dude,
they're
he fucking almost like he hated his son. He loved his son, obviously, because he's doing all this for him, or for their name at least. But fuck,
no, you could
his
feel
son.
like as a father, you have a son, I have a son, and you want them to excel. You want them to win every sport. You want them to get the girl, the job, the money, serve God. You want your son to be the pinnacle. And
Yeah.
the comedy here is his son. He's the big alpha dog, right? Buford teach us.
fucking
share.
idiot.
He's the enforcer. He's all the stuff. He achieved so much, and you want your son to not achieve what you achieved. You want your son to blow you out of the water. If you're a good father, that's how you feel about your son. You want your son to demolish all your records, pass up everything you ever
Yes.
did. And I think that's the comedic frustration that Justice Senior has, is that his son is a drip, dude. His son is a dork.
His son is the
Yeah.
exact
Yeah.
opposite of what he wishes for
Right.
and from his son. He is a fucking daddy. Junior.
Okay, he was in The Longest
Bring it
Yard. I
home.
suspect he would have been in The Longest Yard, which I liked that movie. I didn't think it was
Yeah.
bad at all. I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah. Didn't see the Adam Sandler one. I don't want to see something like that. That doesn't look good to me.
No, you're not missing anything.
Well, Adam Sandler doesn't, I mean, even though he's a baller, you see those random videos of him just hooping in New York City. He like loves basketball.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
good.
Yeah, he's good for like a 60-year-old guy. But he just doesn't scream football player to me, Adam Sandler. He just doesn't have the right physicality. You know, he just doesn't have the physique for it. Sorry, bud. So anyway,
And
the
Burt
chase
Reynolds
is,
was in that too.
yeah. The chase is still on. Snowman and Fred are getting away. Sally Field and Burt Reynolds are still driving, and there's a funeral procession, and they block the road so all those guys can't catch up. You know, so the sheriff and all that can't get through, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting. And it's really funny in that scene because Buford, Justice, Senior, and Junior, I believe when they're waiting for all the funeral cars to make this turn so they can go, they take their hats off and put them over their hearts.
Yeah. And then
So
the sheriff
even though they're
goes,
mad and they hate all these funeral people, like, well, I gotta show respect, you know, for the dead.
Gotta
so,
respect the dead, man.
yeah.
And then he goes,
so,
should have cremated the son bitch.
uh,
That shit was so fucking funny.
Sandler did a good Bobby Boucher in The Waterboy. That is true. So he already was a football player. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong about the new
Your
longest.
mama,
Yeah,
your mama is wrong.
yeah. Anyway, some fun stunts here. Sally Field,
Yep.
clearly that's not her. Jumps the car into a field where people are playing ball. That's crazy. And then Buford and his son, they can't go that way for whatever reason.
Because they're idiots.
All right. So then we get a respite. Snowball pulls over. He does a little fishing with his dog Fred at a pond, and Sally Field.
Snowman.
I call him Snowball.
Yeah.
I want to call him Snowball every time I say Snowman. I say Snowball
Fuck that.
first. in my
No,
head.
he's better than that. He's
So,
better than a snowball.
yeah, Snowball doesn't sound very tough. Hey, Snowball.
Hey, look, here comes fucking snowball.
Hey, here comes fucking Snowballs over here.
Hey, yo, he's the snowman. Yeah, that sounds much better. Hey,
So
he's
yeah,
the snowball.
so we get a little slow down here, getting gas, still talking on the radio, threatening, Buford's threatening Burt Reynolds over the CB radio, and end up crashing the car. Golly, they're so pathetic.
Fucking this car up.
It's funny, like the comedy in this is like ridiculous, but it doesn't feel like an episode of Scooby-Doo. Because sometimes movies are really wacky like this, and it feels like Looney Tunes almost. And it's like, it feels too corny. And for whatever reason, this still feels grounded. I don't know how they did it, but it doesn't feel like Scooby-Doo. And it could easily, with some of the stuff that goes on. So I don't know. I guess the acting is so good that you just buy all of it, So again, another blockade. They get through it. I love where he drives on this very shallow stream or pond. I thought that was great. And then they have the Asian driver come through, and he wrecks everybody on this it's like a little mountain pass or a little hill pass. And I don't know what the point of that was, but I thought it was very funny. And I don't know. He was an Asian cowboy, but he was driving this big tow truck or whatever. And he ripped the door off the police cruiser. So now we got Daddy, they ripped the door off.
Daddy, the door's missing, Daddy. You fucking dummy. Dude, and you see how and I don't mean to get off on a tangent because time is of the essence.
Right.
But you see how naturally diverse this movie is.
Right.
Asian driver, black, and not a black hoodlum or pimp. Got a black sheriff, basically.
But it makes sense. You're in the deep South. Of course, there were actually black sheriffs. But
you're not forcing it. A black sheriff, Asian truck driver. There's white people in there. There's all kinds of people. There's rich white people. There's poor white people. There's whatever. But it just naturally happened that way. It just kind of mimicked the area. And instead of having all this force, no, this has to be in there and shoehorn this in there. It didn't have to be that way. If you just sit back and shut the fuck up, things will naturally present themselves.
Right. There's enough people that want to be actors. If you just have all kinds of people try out, then different races and types of people will get roles. That's how it was. Like people will get roles, and then sometimes they'll be Chinese, they'll be black, they'll whatever. But all the forcing the stuff is so lame. It's the death of art. It's so lame. So anyway, but more blockading, causing traffic jams on purpose. This little granny here with the car wreck, she's another one on the CB radio helping them out, causing trouble for the law.
Yeah. Because she's just a hapless old, I'm sorry, I didn't know this wasn't a turn lane. They can't be mad at her.
I thought I was at the Safeway.
She's a poor, come here, miss. I'm sorry, let me help you out. Yeah, man, you can't be mad at the poor old lady. And which makes it even more frustrating because you want to.
Yeah.
But
I'm
so sorry.
Treasure Island, Ellen. If you've ever been to parts of the Ozarks where demolition derby is a big deal pastime, and it's just in a pasture, this movie makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I've never been to that. I had tickets to Monster Jam at the Padres Stadium here in San Diego, but it was raining cats and dogs, so I just didn't go. It was like 2 years ago. But I think it was on Super Bowl Sunday this year, so I didn't go this year. But I've always wanted to go to, it's a Grave Digger, and kids' seats are just $8. But my granddaughter went to Monster Jam during the Super Bowl this year because my daughter didn't want to watch the Super Bowl. Had a great time. She loved it. She came home and told me, she's only 3 years old. She came home and told me about these trucks. The trucks were jumping. They were spinning.
It looks
fun. It looks really fun. So
bring a Pepsi can and admission. It's only 50 cents.
Right.
Love it.
I heard the Sklar Brothers had some joke about that. It was like, kids' seats are something about the seats being half off because you're only going to need half the seat or something like that. Like you're gonna be on the edge of your seat. I wish I remember.
So this lady played Glinda, the Good Witch, in Wizard of Oz.
Is it really?
Another great movie. I think that's what they're saying.
So then we get a little interlude here. Hopper and Sally Field make their way into a secluded glen in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Something about to happen.
Yeah,
Fred and Snowman stop at a 76 truck stop that he must be a regular because he knows the owner. Goes in there, makes some phone calls, gets himself a little grub, and then gets into an awesome bar fight. These two are kind of arguing, talking, flirting about life and what you want to do. What are you doing with your life, Bandit? What are you doing with your life, Sally Field? And they're kind of sharing intimacy, like fighting through it, working through it, getting close. It's well written. You think the movie's just a goof off, but it's not. You know.
Yeah, I feel like that's what everybody was doing in the 70s. They were just laying like on grass and just fucking each other.
Let's see. I went to a bunch of destruction derbies. One of my cousins used to race Powder Puff, and so I love watching this. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Hopefully, they won't put it on the freaking Super Bowl next year. I don't know how I'm supposed to go to it if it's on there. This is just old clunkers ramming each other. Oh, it's not Super Jam with Gravedigger. It's not that one. So
it's cool. It's violent.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Cars smashing cars. What's not to love?
Sounds good to me.
I saw Mad Max Fury Road 4 times in theaters. That's a 2-hour car chase. Have you seen Fury Road, the 2011 movie?
Yeah.
Awesome movie.
2011 already?
Or 12. It's old. The movie's old.
Damn.
You know? Yeah. Well, the sequel's already like 2 years old. The Furiosa sequel, that's already like a year or two old. So yeah, dude, it's 26. Time is flying, boy. So anyway, he goes to this bar, and more diversity. The bar owner, the truck shop owner is a black guy, and we don't have to make a big deal out of it. They're just people. And he gets the shit.
Cool.
Yeah, and they're boys. They're boys. The guy's like, "Hey man, sorry you got your ass kicked. You know, here's some burgers for the road, and you know your gas tank's full." And yeah,
hey, that's cool. A sack of cheeseburgers and a full tank.
Yeah,
all is forgiven.
You got to get into a fight. It's a pretty good afternoon, if you ask me.
He did all right.
You ever been in a brawl, like a melee? I've never been in a multi-person brawl. I've been in fights one-on-one, never lost. I'm a very big dude. But I've never been in a melee where it's like, 10 dudes versus 10 dudes.
No, I never
I feel like I missed out on something like that. As a sailor, you never got off the ship in Barcelona and got into a bar fight with the other sailors?
No, we got into some shit talking, like with some Marines or something, but didn't turn into a brawl because there's too much to lose. If you get in trouble, you're going to get on restriction, and you're either going to be confined to the ship, or you're going to have what's called a restricted liberty, where you have to go out with basically someone who outranks you to supervise you, and you have to be back by 10 instead of midnight. And
So
going
you
by
get
yourself.
babysat if you get in trouble. Okay.
Fuck that. So no, man. But I never came to that. Just one-on-ones throughout life.
I'm still young enough. I think I can get into one melee before I'm an old man. Just get into one.
Call it quits.
Yeah, before I hang them up.
One good fucking melee.
Get into one like bar fight in Texas with some real shit kickers.
I don't need a melee.
Gabe thinks it's 1946 Singapore. You damn right I do.
It's always Singapore up here, brother. It's always Singapore.
Anyway, he gets into an awesome bar fight. I think it's fun. And then he leaves, but he gets his sweet revenge. He runs over the motorcycles of the guys that kicked his ass. So that's kind of
which we all want to do, by the way.
Right.
We all want to run over a fucking row of motorcycles.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. We all want to do that shit.
Daddy, the door got ripped off.
Daddy.
Dummy. So then he gets stopped by a cop in whatever state they're in, and and Buford doesn't have jurisdiction here, and the cop's giving it to him. You can't drive this piece of shit on the road. Get out of it. I'm going to have it towed. It's not roadworthy, blah, 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 blah. But then Buford kind of pulls rank and tells him who he is, and then the guy backs off.
And then he bitches at him. He's all, my son is present. This guy's like, get this piece of shit out of here. Don't use that kind of language in front of my son. Blah,
right.
Blah, blah. He's like, man, I don't give a damn what's going on. You can get this fucking thing or whatever. And he's like, I said, don't talk like that in front of my boy. And I've been chasing him for fucking 3 states and blah, 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 blah. And the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. And he goes, thanks.
Right.
Asshole.
He's so good at the curmudgeon, Jackie Gleason. He's so
shit,
good.
Dude.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Dead Punks 271 says, I worked in a bar as a bouncer. I wouldn't recommend getting into any fights. Oh, I know. I'm just fun. And fighting's for young men. Now you can go to jail. So I'm not getting in any fights now. I was
now I get it.
I was a bouncer like 17 years ago, though. I did some bouncing downtown San Diego. And I will tell you, I hate to admit this. When you're a bouncer, it's kind of like when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And I hate to admit, when you're a bouncer, it's kind of fun to throw people out of the bar. I hate admitting that. And also, I'm a married man, And oh boy, do girls flirt with you when you're the bouncer. What is that?
Oh,
is
yeah.
it because you're
I've
you're
seen a chick.
the tough authority figure or
You can
something?
say you have power. You say who goes
Right.
in and who doesn't.
Right.
You're the arbiter of who goes in the club and who doesn't. I've seen a chick.
You know where I
bang a
bounced,
bouncer to get in
Jericho?
the club.
Do you know where I bounced? At the pizza place. We did the meet and greet with Dean Cain. That's right.
Yeah.
That's where I was a bouncer. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd have been like, hey, you come in as long as you promise not to order any pizza. I need to say that shit. But bouncers, I've never had any issue with them. A lot of times I knew the bouncers. They were friends of mine. So it was all, hey, yeah, come on in. But I've seen chicks bang a bouncer to get into a club before.
Well, I remember these two girls were bothering me to let them get all the way up to the DJ to ask him what songs, but I was told that nobody was allowed in this area. And they were like just trying to like whatever charm me and this, that, and the other. So Sally Field and Burt Reynolds, they go into the florist, they get a little romantico, and she asks him a pointed question. She's like, the hat, does it ever come off? And he makes some sex joke about like it comes off for one thing. So then there's a shot in the movie where all you see is his hand, putting the hat on the antenna there. So
yeah,
it's time to.
And what a fucking cool thing to do! Like that's his thing. He puts it on the antenna.
Yeah.
Fucking, I bang one of these whores in my fucking brain.
Yeah,
man. Go Bandit, go. And that's real, and that's that chemistry really comes across.
Yeah.
Like the way she's laying across his lap when he's driving like that. Like they were I don't know.
But in real life, they were an item.
Yeah,
they were
a year into their relationship.
So there's no acting here.
No, this was all good. They probably had to say, "Hey, cut! Hey, what the? Knock it off!"
Now this tiny little side quest plot point kind of doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I get it; it's a gag, but there's a whore house that's run out of a trailer.
Yeah,
man, that is classy. You want to talk high class?
We got to stay on the move. We got to stay on the move.
Yeah, that is. So there's a whorehouse there, and they help the bandit somehow with the authorities. How do they get Buford to go over to this little whorehouse trailer? I don't remember how. They trick him though. But we'll come back to that. So we see it. It's introduced. Yeah. There's some cops visiting there. Looks like there's a police officer there. But we get this is probably the most Smokey and the Bandit scene of the movie. They're going down the highway, and there's a convoy of semi-trucks, and he's able to weave the Pontiac in between and under semis to hide from Buford T. Justice and Buford Jr. And to me, that is like the essence of this movie. The cleverness, the daring, the danger, and the help from the other truckers. I think that captures the whole movie right there. So that's a great scene. There's a woman trucker, a slightly attractive woman trucker. That threw me off. Yeah. Was she like I don't know who this is. But was she like a big star in the 70s and this was like stunt casting? Like, oh, there's so-and-so with the cameo. Is that what this is, you think? Or
no, she didn't look familiar. I think she was just a female truck driver. I'm sure there's always been a female or two, but this was the late 70s was a big trucker CB kind of thing. It's like the 80s had the whole vehicle phase, like the late 70s, because you also had RIP to one of the great ones, Chuck Norris. One of his first movies was Breaker 19, and it was like 1979, 78, 79.
Right.
So a year or so after this. So this was at the height of the CB radio. Hey there, good buddy. Making its way across America. So this is pretty serious shit.
Unfortunately, it's pretty iffy if today's truckers could speak enough English to help. Yee.
Well, if they're California truck drivers, that's a no.
Right. Yeah. Part of the regulation in California is you can't be from this country and you can't be here legally.
You cannot speak English. If you speak English, that's grounds for termination.
That's a fireable offense if you speak English.
Let me hear you speaking English. One fucking word and you're out of here.
Yeah. One word.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. But yeah, Buford T. Justice gets fooled into going over there. And he's like, we got the bandit. Because he told him, hey, I'm over here as this pink fucking trailer.
Oh, that's right. They tell him that the bandit went to the little pink whorehouse.
Come check me out. And then he gets him, I got you, you son of a bitch. And then they're like,
and then who was this? This was like the governor or the mayor or something like that.
He's all, the officer pulls up and goes, I got the bandit. And he's like, no, you got my captain. He's like,
oh, right.
Hey there, buddy.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, well, maybe you should stay out of the fucking whorehouses, buddy. Takes off. Back out to the bandit.
None the miser says it's the pink taco truck.
Yeah, everybody likes to eat there. It's all takeout.
Oh, goodness.
Gotta eat out.
Goodness gracious. So yeah, that's a little awkward for that guy. But Snowman, not Snowball, Snowman and Fred do get pulled over for speeding or whatever, and bike cops taking care of them. And the Bandit flies by doing his job. He pisses off the bike cop. The bike cop's like, "Screw this ticket, no ticket for Snowman." Chases him, and but there's a cable attached to the back of his bike, right? Something like that. Something happens. No, that was in Hooper when they attached a cable. Never mind. Something happens.
He just hits a ramp and flies.
Right. Yeah, he gets outdriven.
Yeah, Sally Fields says something to him when they pull up. She like says something smart ass to him. Right. Takes off. And of course, classic jumping into the water.
That's the third cop into the water. The first one was the guy taking a pee. He drove into the pond. The second one is Sheriff Branford, who sounded taller on the radio. He ended up in the water under the bridge. Now this guy ended up in the creek off the side of the road. So there's a lot of aquatic police officers in this movie. So
the aquatic vehicle humor is hilarious.
Right. So then you get an interesting scene here. A bunch of young people, like college age or a little bit older, they get on the CB radio, and they're all at the drive-thru or the gas station, diner, truck stop, and there's a bunch of them. They convoy to get in the front of Buford T. Justice and the other police officers. So it happens again. So
and they all have super cool cars.
Yeah. They all have like working on cars, like the 4x4s and hot rods and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Broncos and all that kind of shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. And dude, they're all hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all just hanging out.
Back when people would actually go out of their house and hang out instead of staring at their
women.
phone.
You got women, you got the guys, you got the vehicles. You know what they're trying to do. Do kids even feel this way? All these teenagers are trying to do is get somewhere and fuck.
Right.
That's it. Right. That's all they're trying to do. Do teenagers even do this anymore? Or is it just like apps? Oh no, I swipe left on it. Like,
I think
you guys even get together and do this anymore?
No, I've read reports and seen different videos about like the alcohol companies. They're losing so much money because people aren't drinking anymore. Because people, the younger generations, they don't party, they don't go to bars, the disco, all that. They don't do it nearly at the rate of the previous generations. You know,
dude, they all had a bottle under the seat or some shit. Everybody.
I think the younger generation, like they live in their phone. They stay home, they go out to eat. And then they look at they're living through their phone. Instead of going to a place and visiting it and seeing it, they just like see someone else visiting it on YouTube or Instagram Reels. I think there's way too much of that going on. So, Treasure Island. They have kids struggling to drive. You know, when my kids were in high school about 15 years ago, they quit having dates for prom and homecoming. And I told my kids, you're not allowed to do that. And I told my son, asking women on dates is a skill you have to have as a male human being. So you will not go to homecoming, prom, nothing unless you ask a girl to go and get a date. And then he did. And my son, handsome fella, he does very well with the ladies. So I'm proud of him. But when he was, sophomore, freshman, him and his buddies thought they were going to go stag, like the 5 of them. Like, no, we're not doing that. Are you out of your mind? You have the guts and the respect to ask a girl on a date and you take her to the prom. Jeez. So
you got to get up the nerve. You got to get the balls to go up to her and like, hey.
Can you imagine living your life, Jericho, where you don't do things because they're scary? Fucking stay home forever then. Stay home forever. Get under your blanket and do nothing then.
Oh, man, so you have to. You have to. It's just how it is. As a man, you have to fucking do shit like that. And then when you have kids too, if something happens, you have to fucking do something for your kid or stand up for your kid. You're going to do it. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's the way it is.
Your fear and your feelings don't matter. It has to be done.
No one gives a shit, dude. No, cry about it. Cry about it on your own time.
Yeah. My wife, she's like, I'm not like you. You get up early and stuff like that, and then you fucking go do this and do that. I'm like, I have to. There's no.
Yeah. But
I can't.
I would say this, Dead Punk, they lack actual communication relatability skills. And you're saying, Treasure Island, I have friends struggling to get their kids to drive. I would say it's on us as adults and parents when they are teens. When they're adults, hey, their life is theirs. You be an adult. But when you got high schoolers and all this stuff and they don't know how to socialize, make them. That's your job. I remember when I worked at Hewlett Packard, I was only 18 or 19 years old, and I was a manager at an assembly line that had like 90 people assembling printers. And I was the safety and the electrostatic discharge manager. I was in charge of doing those things. And there was a task that people had to do every day to make sure we were compliant with some electrical stuff to not damage the equipment. And people weren't doing it. And it was my job to check off that everyone was doing it. And I went to my boss and I said, I can't make them do it. And he was an old military guy, old Air Force guy. His name was Ira. He was my boss. And he looked me right in the eye and says, the hell you can't. You're their boss. I never forgot. It seems so simple and so obvious once he said it. It's like, oh, yeah, I am their boss. So I went down and shook down the people that weren't doing it. And then I didn't have a problem with them again. So I would say to anyone, oh, my kid's doing this, my kid's doing that. I can't make them. The hell you can't. They want it. They're begging for structure and order and guidance. They might not know it. They are. And I just told my son, I just set a boundary. I said, you will not go to the homecoming unless you ask a girl out. And then every year and every dance going forward, he always had a date. So there you go. I'm going to raise you to be a chicken shit and not ask a girl out. Come on, man. What do we do?
I'll just swipe. Then I'll just swipe left or right.
How's that going to work out for you in life when you don't have the nerve to tell a woman that she's pretty and you're wondering if she would want to go with you to the blah, blah, blah concert that you're going to on Friday?
I want to
How
put my
fucking hard is that to ask someone that? It's not that hard to ask. Jeez. But what if she says no? They're going to say no, dude.
Go ask the next one. There's a bunch of them. Go ask the next one.
51% of humans are female.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah. Someone's going to say yes.
You're going to strike gold then.
Yeah. On the Mexican side of my family, my mom's side is Mexican. So my grandpa, speaks some Spanish. And he would say, for every feo, there's a fea. Now, for those of you that don't speak Spanish, feo means ugly man. Fea means ugly woman. So he said, for every feo, there's a fea. So don't worry. You can find somebody.
Don't trip.
Yeah.
Sun will go down. You make that 2 a.m. call. Everyone out there.
For every pot, there's a lid. So we are closing in on this big party that Big Enos and Little Enos were throwing, I think, back in Atlanta. I think that's where they were going. And we're there. The people are there. They're at the fairgrounds. They got their balloons. I'm sure they're barbecuing. And they want their Coors banquet beer. From
their Coors, the banquet beer Coors.
And the truck shows up to much applause.
There it is.
They come through. I love the way the Enos guys
dressed identically.
Look at the Hooters on the one on the right.
Heyo.
What is going on there? I just noticed that. Goodness.
Fucking canes.
Goodness.
Hey, dude. Shout out to
But hey, when you're balling out like the Enos brothers, that's the kind of women you attract, I guess.
Yeah, pull them out.
Well, it ain't their looks, the Enos brothers.
Yeah, no. Or Little Enos's height. So
no.
It's not their name.
No.
Mrs. Enos. So yeah. They made it. He's like, we made it. Where's my money, motherfucker?
Again, I chose this picture specifically. Look at Burt Reynolds' body language there. Look at that strut.
Let's go.
That sums him up so well. He's so
like he just clapped his hands together. Like he just
he's so
hot down.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Yeah,
he's so cool. Yeah, so they won. They delivered their banquet beer.
So we can,
they're gonna get paid. But now the Enos brothers are like, hey, wait, we know you just did this, but there's this clam chowder up in Boston that we really want. Blah blah blah. So if you can have that back, right, double or nothing. If you can get this clam chowder back to us in 2 or 3 days or whatever the hell it is.
That really has to be fresh too. You can't fuck around no clam chowder.
No, you don't want to mess around.
I need that back today.
Yeah,
I need that back today.
Right. So they jump. They get in his. Is that a Cadillac? Yeah, they get in his caddy.
Yeah.
Look at his license plate, by the way. Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
So they jump in the caddy.
Cadillac.
Yeah. Off to their next adventure. They leave the Trans Am. They jump in the caddy. Buford shows up with his son,
with
Junior. Oh, and I love the end. He's here. He's at the fairgrounds. He knows Burt Reynolds here. He's just got to find the son bitch and bust him. And they get talking on the CB. And he still doesn't know who Burt Reynolds is. And they're talking shit. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get you and this and that. And he doesn't know Burt Reynolds is right behind his ass talking trash.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm headed, to Boston, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you son of a bitch. He's like, wait a minute. Can't do that to you, Sheriff. Look over your left shoulder. And he fucking turns around. It's like, dun, dun, dun. He's like, you son of a bitch. And then he realizes I was standing right next to you, motherfucker.
I love it. Look at his face. Pissed. Look at his face when he sees Burt Reynolds behind him.
He's like, oof. Look at that. Black person, black lady, black man, white lady. Anyway.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry
Normal
to point out the
society.
natural doing things together. And look how she's dressed.
Yeah.
That lady, that black lady is dressed. Like
Yeah.
t-shirt, some
Yeah.
jeans.
Yep. Just
Out with her man, her husband. Chances are her husband.
people living their lives. That's it. Just normal people. We don't have to get crazy with it. I love it. This
And where was
up,
this? This is in was
I
it
think
Georgia?
It's supposed to be Atlanta.
South?
It's supposed to be somewhere in
South.
Yeah.
So, the South, mid-70s. But they told us, never mind. They just tell us different things.
Yeah, right, right. Dead Punk, we'll end the movie, then I'll get to your comment here, and then we'll gotta go soon because it's already after 9. The heroes laugh, he scowls, and then he chases after him, Buford Justice, and then his son is chasing him.
I'm not taking you this time. I can't fucking.
Right. The car door's on the ground. It ends a little bit like like a silly cartoon or whatever. But
Daddy.
I love this movie. I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea that I'd never seen a Burt Reynolds movie. And I thought it was fantastic. You sold me on this movie for quite a while. You kept telling me, watch it. And I finally watched it. I was like, holy shit. I should have trusted Jericho. He does have good taste in movies. And you know when movies are bad. You brought me some awful movies, and my God, they were awful. And you called me. So Bulletproof Monk and The Marvels. I think those are probably 2 of the worst I've ever seen. Mrs. Doubtfire I hated, but I hated the message of Mrs. Doubtfire. But anyway, awesome movie. Love it. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. It's a great movie. And I can't recommend that Hooper movie enough. I like that better than this one, and I love this one. So really fun. Real quick, Dead Punk, we're talking about the dating thing and young men, the younger generation being afraid to ask women out. And he says, okay, to be fair, given how the culture behind dating in this generation hasn't been too kind to young men, you're either a creep or perv by current era society norms just for asking a girl out. Yeah, I see that because of like the Tinder effect, that all the women can get their validation on Instagram, Tinder, everywhere, that you have a woman who objectively on a scale of 1 to 10, she's like a 4, but she's getting hit up by guys because guys are horn dogs, right? So this woman who's a 4, she thinks she's a 7, 8, 9. And then she won't give her match a guy who's a 4, a woman who's 4. Now the 4 woman won't give the 4 guy the time of day. So we got to do something about this because this ain't working for anybody. Me and Jericho caught the last helicopter out of Vietnam. We got out of the dating pool before this fucking internet shit started. So we made it. But I would not want to be single today. My brother is a year and a half older than me. He's single. And he tells me it's a horror show. He tells me it's the worst.
So, well, and those women will be back in the dating pool. It's just that they'll have more miles on them. Right. Because once that beauty starts to fade a little bit and they get older and they're not the little hottie anymore, they're going to have to lower their standards to catch something. And they're going to end up being booty calls because nobody wants a fucking car with a bunch of miles on it. Too late. Men value beauty and virtue. Yeah. And you don't have either one of those. Maybe one you could hobble across the finish line, but you don't have either one.
Yeah, you can't be ugly and a bitch.
Nope. Hey, but there's always room on the booty call team. Like the booty call team, there's always a spot on the roster. You can always do that till your dying day.
But that's all it'll be. It's just
not much.
Empty sex, and then he'll put you in the Uber and send you home, and that ain't good. Yeah. That's terrible. So
good day, sir.
I don't know what to tell you guys that are single out there and trying to figure it out in this modern world. I will give this advice. I'm only 47, but I've been married 30 years in November. This is the advice I will give. I'm in a men's group, and it's an online men's group. I do in-person men's group at church, but the online one is for men that have had a lot of relationship problems, a lot of abandonment with divorced parents, stuff I went through, and it's a really good group. We have a lot of meetings on Zoom. And some of the guys, man, their lives are so bad, and their wife is a bitch and hates them, and they have sex once a year, and blah blah blah. And I just asked one of the guys, I'm like, "Are you the same religion as your wife? You got the same politics? Like, I don't think you should be unequally yoked. Like two oxen, 2 cow. You put a yoke on them in a plow field. You can't put it on there crooked. You can't have one ox twice the size of the other one. It ain't gonna work. And I think if you're not the same religion as your wife, you're not the same politics. Imagine this scenario. I think I've said this before. You have 3, 4 kids with your wife. She doesn't want to have any more. You want to have more kids. She gets pregnant with baby number 5 and has an abortion without telling you because she's a leftist and she's fine with abortion you're a Christian and a conservative, and it's murder in your mind. How can you be married to someone like that?
Yeah.
You have to have the same religion, the same politics. My goodness. If you don't have the same worldview, how are you going to get along? Well, if you think things are okay that I think are immoral, if I think things are okay that you think are evil and immoral, we can't get along. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's the starting point
imagine?
for me there, is don't look at looks. If you're a guy, don't be fooled by tits. If you're a woman, don't be fooled because he has some money and he's a little bit of a bad boy. Like, does he have your values? You have to start there. You have to.
Yeah, because could you imagine being married to a progressive?
No, I could never be married to a progressive. Never.
There's no fucking way.
No,
because all of that bleeds into their whole.
No, and then what she's going to do to my kids?
You never get away from it.
What's she going to try and tell my son or my daughter? Right? Hell no, no way.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you guys do today? Oh, I took them to a pride parade.
Right.
What?
Right.
You fucking did what?
And you've commented, and it meant so much to me when you came and stayed at my house and went to Comic-Con. And we need to talk about Comic-Con if you're coming or not. We'll talk off the air. But it's in July. But you commented me apropos to nothing. I didn't set you up for it. You told me that my wife was such an amazing wife, my right hand, such a good first mate, and she had this organized and that. And like, yeah, we have the same values. We believe in the same worldview, the same religion, the same politics, the same, a man does this, a woman does that. We don't. My wife and I do not disagree about anything of substance. I mean, a disagreement we have is she eats shrimp and I don't like seafood. Like, that's the kind of disagreements we have. We don't disagree on anything that matters, Well,
she's a good woman for dealing with your imperfections.
Right.
That's definitely a defect.
Right. But I cannot think of a single issue of substance that we disagree on.
Mm-hmm.
And
little shit, not heavy shit.
Right. Yeah, nothing that's like life, nothing that matters. We don't disagree on it. And I think
pineapple on pizza, okay.
Right.
That's cool,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, maybe we don't agree. But you can't be getting in relationships with people where you don't agree on what life is, what God is, what politics are.
I remember speaking to my wife about how we're going to raise our kids and stuff before we got married.
Right.
Like, it's some serious shit, because you can't be in it. Kids can't be here 2 years old. And you're like, so what are we going to do to them? What happens when they fucking fuck up or they do how are we going to discipline them? Nah, it's too fucking late.
Yeah, what if one believes in spanking and one believes in timeout, and one thinks spanking is child abuse and one thinks that timeout is child abuse, that's not good enough. Like, you can't be married when you're like all over the road like that. You're going to just fight. It's a house divided. A house divided cannot stand.
Yeah, right? You're 2 years into your marriage. You're a Niner fan. You find out your wife's a fucking Cowboys fan. You gotta leave her. Right. Like, you fucking bitch.
No, it's
why didn't you tell me?
It's really tough. I'm a Christian. I don't hide that at all. And there is a verse in the Bible about wives, and it says, a man that finds a good wife is blessed by God because she is more rare and valuable than gold and rubies. Think about how you get gold. Think about how you get rubies. Do many people find gold? Do many people find rubies? A good wife is very hard to find.
Send a little African kid down there to get it.
Let's see.
You get gold and rubies.
Treasure Ellen says, in today's society, if you want a non-progressive woman, you're going to have to willing to entertain the idea of a less agreeable woman. Agreeable women aren't going to reject progressivism. Well, no. My wife is a very agreeable woman. She agrees with me. I lead. I say, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to live here. We're going to do this business. You're going to be my, she helps run my business. So I do comic books. I write them and publish them, all that. She does all the social media. She does all my posting. She does all the analytics. She does all the accounting. So she's my right hand.
Which is huge.
Right. You have to have that.
Yeah.
The amount of time it takes to write scripts and draw them. So no, the number one trait you need in a woman is agreeableness. And women are naturally agreeable. Men are naturally disagreeable. There's lots of research on this. And it's good for men to be disagreeable because then we stand up when things are wrong. Everyone says, oh, we need to do this. And the one man goes, no, fuck that. That's bullshit. We're not doing that. That's stupid. A lie. And that's how men are. Women are not that way. And it's good they're not that way. But the woman's agreeableness needs the man's leadership. And the man's leadership needs the woman's agreeableness. Like, It's almost like we were designed for each other, right? Wow, what a concept. So, yeah.
Okay, I got to go. It's past my
Okay,
bedtime.
all right, Jericho. We'll talk to you later. All right, adios, everyone. We'll see you next Tuesday. Maybe we'll do another movie. Maybe I'll have time to gather more images and this, that, and the other. But thank you. Hit the like, hit the share, and get us out there. He's JG Talk 2 on Instagram. He's Jericho Green here on YouTube. I'm Gabe LTV everywhere on social media except for X. I'm Big Man Comics. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.